So, upset day today. Uh, Welcome into the 11 Deep Dogcast. I'm Star Wars Dog. Let's get it rolling. All right. Welcome, y'all. Uh, so I guess we'll start today. Uh, this meme pretty much sums it up pretty good. I was watching very intently and pleasantly surprised, but that's a little bit of a tease. I'll go over the Georgia game first, but we shall be talking about that for sure. So I guess today, you know, Georgia had homecoming. We had Auburn come into town, and we were expecting a lot of interceptions. That's what they're kind of known for this year, right? And they played an incredibly clean game. They didn't turn the ball over once, but neither did we. So that's good there. That's nice. I think Carson had a couple of not great passes that had a chance to be picked, but nonetheless, no turnovers for either one of us. The best man won. Uh, we were 240 in the air and 141 on the ground. Um, Now this has ETN as the lead rusher, but I've got to tell you, um, I see Nate Frazier as our top back, as our lead running back. I see more explosive, even though Trevor got 2 touchdowns today. He had a long of 23. Frazier only had a long of 17. It's still like when he's on the field, I feel more physicality. I feel more presence. Now, is he is he an elite pass blocker? I think that's what's been tossed around lately, but I'm not sure about that. It seemed like when he was out there, he was getting the rock and he was heading north and south. Uh, yeah. Okay. All right. DGD podcast in here. He still thinks ETN is the guy for sure. Nate is a great change of pace. Yeah, 100%. And I appreciate hit that like. Be sure to do that. Also, real quick in the description, I finally trying to be an official YouTuber here. In the description, if you're watching on Facebook, there my links for the YouTube page, my Twitter/X handle, and my Discord server. If you want to join the Discord and possibly talk talk football with us, share memes, talk about random shit. We do a lot of that over there anyway. But I appreciate that, DGD. Appreciate that indeed. Okay. So yeah, you said you still like ETN for sure. I do as well. I'm not going to go through the trouble of finding the very first play that we had, but last week I did a little demonstration of the wiggle that they do. And right off the bat, the very first play, um, that's what ETN did. He got handed the ball and he stood there in front of the line and he went like this and got a gain of maybe 1 yard, maybe I think maybe two. It drives me nuts. I like to see more physicality, more head down running into the wall, you know. Uh, but you can't really dispute the numbers. He is our most productive back. 2 touchdowns on the day. All around a pretty good day on the ground. And on defense, a pretty good day stopping their rushing, right? Last year wasn't really the case. Uh especially with um what's his name? Peyton Thorne, especially with him. He gashed us last year pretty bad. But but this year we seem to really lock him down, shut him down for the most part. We're having a bit of a struggle with setting the edge. And I was listening to Locked On Bulldogs podcast there, and uh they were pointing out Chaz Chambliss was having issues in the game, and I saw that as well. And we also still have some issues at tackling. Um, and Robert, I did notice on your podcast the other day, and I might have came off as little extra negative, but you brought up Everett. I thought he didn't have a great game once again. I've had his number all of last year and majority of the games this year. When I see a deep shot being thrown, I know who's already in tow, and not because I knew where he was on the field, because he allows a lot of cushion. He allows a lot of separation. Now, sometimes he covers it, sometimes he blankets it. Uh, Other times he gets a mysterious pass interference. Um, but I don't know. I obviously we don't have anyone better. Uh, and he slipped a little bit today on his tackling. I actually praised him on his tackling capabilities, but it was a little lackluster today. But on a positive note, Dirty Dan Jackson went ahead and is the team tackle leader once again, 2 weeks in a row, and he had a blocked field goal. A blocked field goal. And you know what? I actually have a video of that blocked field goal. If I could find it right quick, I bookmark quite a few here. There it is. Let me get it queued up. All right, here you go. Here's the blocked field goal.
Trying to make it a one-score game at the half. It's blocked.
That's good. I have another close-up one though. Let me find that. I've got a bunch of clips from another game that we will be talking about later. Let's see here. There it is. All right, pipe down. Super loud. Let me turn it down for you because it is loud as hell. All right, here you go. Here's a good view of it.
Farhash kicking left. Snap. Hold. Kick is away. Blocked by the Dogs. Bouncing at the 30, at the 29. And it'll be blown dead right there.
Also, didn't it look like they just kind of let him through? Look at this. Just noticing this.
Snap. Hold. Kick is away. Blocked by the.
Look how deep they were inside of there. Like, that's the side that the kick is going to go off of. Why are you letting them through? Well, regardless, happy for Dirty Dan. Just an absolute athlete on our team, man. I love having him out there. Is he the best safety? No, he's not. Admittedly, he's not. But man, is he electric, and he's willing to go out there and hit someone, and I appreciate that about him. Let's see what you said there. After seeing Bama and UT lose today, I feel better about the defeat now. Yes, 100%, and the conversation definitely will steer that way. I assure you. I'm feeling that as well. I think, last weekend I came on here and I had a lot of harsh words, a lot of choice words. But Georgia clearly had a very shitty beginning to that game. We got outcoached. We got displaced. We didn't know what the hell was going on. But we came back. We adjusted, and we showed up like the team that's capable of beating Alabama, which now is not that exclusive of a club, apparently, except for Georgia. But anyway, yeah, let's go back to the stat sheet right quick because they're Peyton Woodring nailed a 47-yarder. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. What you got here? Oh, Miami. 66 yards, touchdown. 4th and 1 by Cal. Oh, no shit. Okay. All right. Keeping us updated. I appreciate that. Hell yeah. We will have Aliens and Conspiracy, if anybody doesn't know. That's Daimyo, our local Texas A&M transfer. And he's enjoying his UFC main event right now, and he will be on shortly. But that's okay. We are talking the Georgia game. So, all in all, a better performance. Not as fast or explosive as a start to the game that I wanted to see. I mean, first quarter, we only had 7. We correct me if I'm wrong, I believe our touchdown in the second quarter was near the end of the second quarter. But either way, productive, consistent, scored in each quarter, and secured a win against a hated rival. And Auburn's definitely one of those ones that I've never much cared that deeply for. So it's good to get that win. Let's see. Let me pull up a couple more clippy clips here for you. I was hoping. Let's see here. Apologies. I'm trying to. I've got so many marks for today. So here's one for you that really surprised me. But I guess it didn't really come through on the broadcast. But Kirby Smart actually called out the fans today. Interesting. Let's hear what he says.
It was a great victory for Georgia. Tell you what, it was hot out there today, Shock. And if anything, to be honest, I'm a little disappointed. And I'm probably disappointed in our fans for the first time that I thought there was, a lack of really affecting the game, crowd noise wise, passion and energy. And hey, it was hot, but our players got full pads on, helmets, pads, and it's hot out there. And they're pushing, trying to have a home field advantage like we've had when we've played against teams. And I can't get crowd noise. And that's frustrating for me. So I just be honest about it. I think we got to do a better job as fans. And I know I got to do a better job as a coach, but we need these fans to support us and these players need them behind them. It was a great victory.
So, like I said, not sure about that. That definitely wasn't coming through on the broadcast. I couldn't tell if we were electric or not. I will say it certainly didn't feel like the Texas A&M atmosphere that I was watching on their broadcast. But let's see here. Definitely got another one somewhere. Yeah. Here you go. See, here was a good ETN run for you. Here's a good.
How about the bounce at the outside by ETN?
See, stuck his foot in the ground and made a move. He didn't just sit there and wiggle. Unfortunately, just a hair short, but I believe on this drive he did end up punching it in. So that's good. Trevor Etienne. That's the block.
Left, and he will fire in that direction. Caught at the 5.
Breakaway. Dominic Lovett touchdown. That was a good one.
Dominic Lovett. One man had a chance to tackle him. When he caught it at the 5, he failed. Snap it back to him. He looks
Watch
to the
one more
left,
time here.
and he will fire in that direction. Caught at the 5. Breakaway into the end zone. Touchdown. Dominic.
That was pretty good. That was a pretty damn good one. Okay, there's a bunch of the Alabama ones. All right. You're getting a little teaser there. But yeah, again, all in all, I'd say a good game. I think offensively and defensively on the line, I think we showed improvement. We showed more, I guess, unity. Right? It felt like everybody was jiving, everybody was clicking. So yeah, I just think pretty good game. I mean, nothing too exciting happened. Never really felt like it was out of hand at all, even though it was pretty close going towards half. But all in all, pretty good game. And I guess with that, let me text Caleb and tell him that we are raring to go here. He'll jump back in here and we'll start. We'll see if he wants to discuss his game. Of course, South Carolina didn't get the win on Ole Miss like he was hoping. I don't even know if they wanted to play football today, but we'll see if he wants to talk about that. If not, we will talk about all the other games because there is topics aplenty around the rest of the SEC and around the rest of the country. So, yes, as we wait for him, I guess I'll talk about the A&M game a little bit because that's how I started my day. I was at work this morning, had to work a rare Saturday in the fall, and had it on in my ear for a while. And wow, A&M came out to a clear and obvious, well-handled start against their opponent, who I had a hunch that they were fraudulent for quite some time. I mean, obviously, Vandy missed their field goal kick to seal the game against them. But I tell you what, you kind of look at that game a little bit differently now after what Vandy did today. Let's see here. All right, here's a good one from A&M game. And I might actually have to pull this back up when Daimio gets on here. But this was the first play of the second half here. Hit a seam, broke his ankles.
Look at big Le'Veon Moss. He's going to house it to open up the second half.
It's a good start. Also, special mention to their punt. Where was it? Where was it? I thought it was just below it. Apologies. Here it is.
Teams.
This is absolutely insane. How does this happen?
And this punt is going to. You can't even dream it up.
That's insane.
I mean, are you kidding me? By Tyler White, the punter, as if he's got a joystick controller
That's crazy.
in his hand.
Any of you all see that today? That is insane.
Watch this on the progressive pylon cam. If you want to know, is everything going Texas A&M's way? Watch the bounce of this ball.
And the second bounce, watch this one, starts going and then whoops, swerve.
Easy.
Unbelievable.
As if there was a magnetic force field on that goal line, and that is the punt by
Discussion to who to add.
That is crazy. They absolutely had a fantastic day against the Missouri Tigers. And I don't know if anybody else watches Matt Mitchell's, like little skits that he does. But I think Darth Mizzou is going to have to retire. And I am super excited for what he does for Vandy because that is going to be hilarious. Hilarious. But let's see here. Kill a little bit of time before they get in here. Okay. Well, Caleb might miss this, but we could always pull it back up.
Klubnik with
The
plenty of
caption on
time.
this.
Found his man in the seam. It's caught. Williams, touchdown, Clemson.
The caption on this was, "This pretty much sums up Florida State's season so far."
With plenty of time. Found his man in the seam. It's caught. Williams, touchdown, Clemson.
Oh man. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's see here. Oh, 100% DGD. SEC shorts will be epic this weekend for sure. And I did not realize I was still streaming that, but that's okay. Yeah, right here. Here you go. SEC shorts right there. So if anybody doesn't know already, somehow under a rock today, Vanderbilt beat Alabama today. Oh man. And again, it makes me kind of reevaluate the our game last week. Right? We came out looking like crap, like I said. It's almost hard to make heads or tails of really what to think about this game. Like, did Alabama just expect to sleepwalk? Obviously Vanderbilt showed up with a little extra juice in the tank, and they were playing their asses off. And that quarterback, I was talking to my buddy Tyler during the game, during the closing moments of the game. Pretty much the whole last fourth quarter, we were on the phone together watching it, and I gotta say that quarterback reminded me of somebody who used to play in Athens. God damn it, Caleb! You son of a bitch. All right, well, you go to bed, and I'll keep talking. But what was I saying? The their quarterback, right? Their quarterback reminded me of somebody who used to play in Athens. That ended up taking us to back-to-back national championships. And the reason I say that is because he had that kind of spirit, that fighting spirit, that like the kids say, he's got that dog in him, you know? I think, I don't know. I crave that at Georgia. I don't get that feeling from Beck. But hopefully he continues to execute to a higher level and just does a better job. Carson Beck does. But back to Vandy taking care of Alabama. There's so much good stuff here. So much. Damn stadium still under construction. Who is that? All Crane? I don't know. Still under construction. Lot of good memes. That's a good one. Classic. Let's see. All right, so we'll watch
2 or 3 on fourth down this year. Pavia wants to throw. He goes down the middle. It is caught. Touchdown. Vanderbilt and Junior Sherrill. Against this big Alabama line.
Yeah, that was 4th and 1. Game was super close. They took it away. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Oh, I love this one. Classic meme. Classic meme. Right. Beck does seem kind of nonchalant. Yeah, so that's a good way to put it, nonchalant. Uh, I've been kind of feeling like it's just been lacking that energy, lacking that. And I've heard, some people say that, oh, he's got swagger and stuff. Maybe the way he dresses and the way he walks around, but on the football field, I just I don't get that feeling from him like he's, like he's ready to rally the troops to really get something going. But who knows? I mean, he could still execute. Uh Still got a lot of season in front of us. Although I will say now, it looks like we might not see Alabama again. We might not. It's a good possibility. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Here's another good meme. Classic. Classic one. Let's see. Let's get another play in here. That's a field storming. Oh, yeah. We'll do this one. So this, obviously, Vandy went from this
He hooked it.
heartbreaking
Missouri
loss,
survives.
which they should have won. They fought their asses off for that one. They could have gotten that one, but you know what?
Take this attitude, this
They got
program,
this one too.
and the biggest win on the West End. Vanderbilt
And all
takes
12
down
fans
number
rushed.
1 Alabama. This attitude, this program, and the biggest win.
No, that's good. That's good. This dude went absolutely nuts.
Diego, what were you saying?
Post game.
Look at this. Vandy, we're fucking turned.
Diego, what were you saying to your team to finish this game?
Shit. Games like this change your life. You know what I mean? It's all about hype nowadays, and I don't like it like that, but it's the reality of NAL and all that stuff. But just stay grounded, be where my feet are, and every single day tomorrow I gotta work on Kentucky. Look at this.
So this is kind of what I'm talking about, right? And that's a good point. He is focused, but you get it, you understand. Right? Yeah, I totally agree with that. That's what I was gonna say. So regardless of how his language makes you feel, and for those that have a problem with that, I would encourage you to go ahead and dismount that extremely tall horse that you're on. But I obviously Georgia's not in this kind of position where it's a completely unexpected win. We expect to win every game. But you know, you get a Carson Beck interview and it's monotone. It is what it is. It's just another day at the office. And again, that's kind of what we expect at Georgia. But to have this kind of juice, this kind of energy, this kind of hype, like I feel is super important in a leader and a quarterback. Maybe not to that level if that's distasteful to some, but nonetheless, I appreciate this. I love seeing it, and obviously his attitude, his demeanor, uh, helped a lot in going towards this monumental upset. Just so we're all aware, and if you were watching, you probably heard all these as well. But this is the first time Vandy has beat Alabama since 1984. Back in the 80s. Been a long damn time. And unfortunately, for us, it's not nearly as long. But let's see, what did Peach say? Pull that up. Pretty much dog shot themselves in the foot. Yeah, I get a lot of those same vibes. So I'm not 100% sure about showing their true colors. I think we showed our true colors in the second half of that game. But yeah, I don't know. Bro, I got to say Vandy was bullying this team like the entire game. They were rushing on them. Matter of fact, I've got the stats. Let's look at these right quick. So through the air, Alabama won that battle because they have a ridiculous athlete. But through the air, the 310 yards. Vandy only had I'd say only 250 is pretty good. And their average 12 yards a throw. But on the ground, and this is why I say they bullied them. 84 yards for Alabama and 166 yards for Kentucky. Can you imagine a Alabama team that gets bullied by a Vanderbilt team? Well, we saw it today. You don't have to imagine it, I guess. Field goal kicker came in clutch today. That was good. That was good on him. He got 2 of 2. Very good. Very good. Yeah, just super impressive. Let's see. I've got some other good ones here. If I can remember which way they were. Let's see. There's the memes. Big play. Okay. Let's talk about this for a damn minute. Did y'all see this yet? Or notice it on one of the last plays? Watch number 13 right here. Watch this behavior. I don't think there's any audio. Look at him. Throwing a temper tantrum. But keep watching. Watch what he does here. Watch this. Watch close. Kicks the damn ball. And rightfully he got a flag. But you know what? He stayed in for the next play too. And I see a lot of the comments and whatnot saying, "Oh, that would never happen under Nick Saban." I believe that. I do for sure. But yeah, that was a pity party, a temper tantrum like a 4-year-old in the supermarket that can't get their sugary cereal. But we relish in their loss. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. So Peaches brought up once again that hell yeah. Hang on just one moment. Sorry. Might have a surprise guest here in a minute. But yeah, Vandy has looked different all year. Like I said, I brought up the kick that they barely missed. To be honest with you, they barely missed it. Here was a little fuel.
The only place you play in the SEC that's not hard to play is Vanderbilt.
If you couldn't hear that clearly, because it is kind of choppy. The only place you play in the SEC that isn't difficult is Vanderbilt, is what he said. Yeah. So they're just rubbing it in, man. Yeah. So it's kind of a revenge tour. Today was for him, they say. I love it. I love it. It's fun. Let's see here. So yeah, they tore the goal. Yeah, that's a good one. Damn, I should have been more careful on how I saved all these. It's hard to find them all. Let me see. Bear with me just a second, folks. I want to see him tear it down. I know I have it. All right. Well, we'll just do this one then. Again, he's 17 years old, folks. He's 17 years old. Watch this crazy catch.
Some mustard on that snap. Milrow near side. Batted up.
Oh, I lied. This is the interception.
Fontenette to the corner.
Deflections, man.
He's in. And Vandy.
Deflection will get you every time. It's crazy. Let's see.
Tomorrow, and there's some things that we're going to look back on tomorrow and be really frustrated about. You don't like talking what ifs, and that's going to be the situation we're going to be dealing with tomorrow. But the guys in the locker room just talked about there is only one option. It's to move forward, to get back to work. I feel we got a great football team. We weren't at our best today, and we're going to find out really how much we care about each other and what it looks like moving forward. So we've been tested in different ways, really a lot of the games here this season, and this is a different type of test for us now in our response. There's some things that
and then Kirby actually had some
program and does a great job. I think Vandy's got a great program. And does
any
a great
other
job.
Georgia fans have heard this after almost every single SEC game. Kirby has said this, but he said it once again nonetheless. So we'll hear him out.
I think Vandy's got a great program and does a great job. I mean, it's a lot of other people that don't respect Vandy. I respect Clark Lee. I respect his team, his quarterback, what they've done. They beat Virginia Tech. I mean, somebody told me that 6 of 8 games were decided by one score or less in our league. Nothing shocks me about our league. So Texas A&M, Missouri, welcome to the SEC. It's hard every week, and I got a feeling that it's not going to stop. It's a consistency in performance, and when you ride the wave of emotion, you get caught on the bottom of the wave at sometimes. And we're just trying to do this. We're just trying to keep getting better and keep getting better. I think.
So there's a lot of truth to what he said. Although I question a little bit because, in Alabama and Saban's defense, it was kind of all of us agreed that, Vanderbilt was a different kind of team in the SEC, right? Like, not to be rude to our brainiac brethren, but they don't have a deep and rich fan base. It's very difficult to get into that school, like GPA wise, obviously. But they just lack a lot of the passion and pageantry that college football holds. Like, I'm not super sure that they have any super cool traditions other than slamming the anchor down. But like he said, they've looked different all season. Peaches is exactly right. They've looked different all season. And, they have made that statement ring true now. Now we need to watch our ass next weekend against Mississippi State because they are becoming the new Vandy of the SEC. Although I feel like their fan base is a little too lively and passionate about their team to really let that happen. At least for a long time, you know what I mean? Like Vandy's been in that slump with minor upticks every now and again. This is huge. Again, 1984 is the last time they beat Alabama. And there is a stat for beating a ranked team, but I don't really want to Google that right now because it's been a damn while, though. I can tell you that. Let's see. So, okay. So we covered the A&M upset over Missouri. We're not completely done with Alabama, but we got to that one. There was a couple more today. There was 5, and it's starting to look like there might be 6. Might be 6 today. Oh, bro. Yeah, you know what? Here, you want to come in here? Here. Go ahead and click that. You can jump in here and we'll chat about it, man. Come on in. Okay. So what I was saying, you got we covered A&M, covered Alabama, sort of. We're gonna continue on that. You got one right here. Michigan, Washington upset. Michigan. You've got we just had, and I was finishing that up, so apologies for being late once more. We just had Tennessee be upset by Arkansas. And there you have it. There you have it. Crazy day in college football. Let's see here. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed one on you. Minnesota also upset Southern Cal. So yeah. Crazy day. And technically, if you want to talk about Friday's game, UNLV. Wow. Let me throw that one away. UNLV was upset by Syracuse. A very close game, it looks like, only a 3-point margin. But nonetheless, somehow they're so were they and Texas A&M both 25? I guess so. Interesting. Yeah, man. Let's see what else. Okay. All right, y'all. You've seen him here once before. He is solo today. But we got Mr. Clark from row 60. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, man? How's it going? I like how you said I was solo. It kind of reminded me of Han Solo, which happens to be one of my favorite.
Isn't that a sci-fi thing with the laser swords and stuff like that?
Yeah. What are we talking about? Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen what are your thoughts on, I know this is probably sidetracking here. What do you think about the Solo movie? Did you see that?
I did. I liked a good bit of it. I didn't like I didn't care for the robot in it, and also the way they decided to give Han Solo his name.
Hmm.
When he went to sign up at the recruiter and what's your name? Han. Oh, and you're alone? Oh, it'll be Han Solo then. Like, okay.
Yeah, that's pretty
right.
cheesy.
And then you had the actual Imperial March playing on loudspeaker in the background. Like that.
Yeah.
It just kind of, but I mean, I think a lot of the movie was actually not bad. All right, we got Peaches in here. Let's bring him in. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, living another day in college football. Have you guys seen the parody today? It's crazy out here. Was this five of top 10?
Yeah, 5, and you're keeping an eye on Miami and Cal, right?
Yeah, I'm actually trying to get it pulled up. I just booted up my PC, so I'm trying to get everything resituated.
Hey, you got a little setup there.
Yeah,
Do content as well?
Well, I used to. I enjoy buying things and spending money unnecessarily, and I really like technology. So here we are.
I got you.
Yeah, you have to be shooting on some sort of a mirrorless something or another.
Yeah, I
right?
have I got it on sale. Crazy story, not to take it away from football. Got a Sony A700. It's like a $1,500 camera. Some extracurricular person was selling it, so I took advantage of it.
Yeah, looks good, man.
Yeah,
I need to step up my game. This is not anything to write
Dude,
home
I'm
about.
telling you, the secret is because I did it because I used to play video games, whatever, what have you. Had a little shitty, little webcam.
You're free to talk like that here.
Oh, okay, yeah, a little shitty webcam, right? Like 720. I think I could push 1080 at 30 frames per second. It's all about the lighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you got to get the face light, and then like something coming down. Then make some stuff in the background.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's my little Logitech struggles, but I think it's holding up pretty good.
Dude, the Star Wars merch is what sells it, man. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah. But
I gotta step up my Star Wars game. I love it. Listen, I play, and now I know you're a big Battlefront, like the original Battlefront guy, and I respect that. I have it on my Xbox, but I play the new Battlefront 2 all the time, and I absolutely love it. And I shouldn't play it as much as I do.
The new one or the remastered new release one that they
No, it's the one that came out in 17.
Yeah, I smell what you're stepping in there.
It's wild though. But no, I love the old one on the Xbox, man. Gosh, you couldn't beat it.
That was fun last year after football season, playing through those again. It's been a long time, and then doing it on the PC and the graphics look better and stuff. But anyway, we are getting sidetracked.
Yeah, let's get back to football. Let's get back to football. You were talking about Vandy and how I don't know if you were kind of sending the vibes that Alabama lost this game or if Vandy won this game. Because I'm pretty sure Vandy won this game.
No, I'm totally with that statement there.
Alabama's defense for all 5 games of this season have been exposed. They've let wide receivers run free. They've been mediocre at best against the run. And in contrast to that, Vanderbilt all season, like I posted in your chat, has looked completely and totally different, like an almost respectable football team. I mean, am I going crazy here or what?
No, I think you're underselling it a little bit at this point.
I also don't want to overvalue that win. Like I know we as Georgia fans have a sore spot for Alabama, but was that really? I mean, it was a good win according to the rankings, but was it really a good win against a great team? Sure, they have an explosive offense. Sure, their defense looks good on paper against Power 4 or Group of 5 teams.
Right.
But I mean, was that really like a top 10 win? Again, don't want to take anything away from Alabama, but I also want to give all of this credit to Vandy as well. So that's kind of where my
what I'll
headspace is at.
say, you were pointing out some good stuff about their defense. I think that just sheds more light on how poor we were on offense in that first half.
Absolutely.
And then our defense was just, I mean, we got pushed back 13 yards from the first time they snapped the ball. Like we were playing catch up on defense, trying to get our feet underneath us once again. And in offense, and we to Bobo's credit and Carson Beck's credit, our opening drives against Alabama were not conservative. We took 2 shots right out the gate, and it didn't pan out. We had a drop ball, and communication and execution was not there. Block,
absolutely,
all that kind of stuff. Like it's all things that I feel like were cleaned up pretty well today. I need to see them a little crisper for Texas. But honestly, now that we have a 10,000-foot view of this and we're able to observe this, especially in the context of what Alabama team we saw today and what we saw in the second half, my hope has been restored.
Sure, absolutely, as it should. Row 60, what's your name, by the way?
I'm Clark.
Clark, I'm Bradley. I'm new here.
Yeah, same.
Hey.
Well, not same.
Brad. Yeah, this is my first time meeting you as well.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here.
It's wonderful to have you, sir.
Thank you. Going back to the Alabama game, I have a guttural feeling about what happened in the first half. Now, it is a trend at this point that Georgia doesn't play football for the first 2 quarters of a game. They show up, they do their warm-ups, they take a couple of blows, kind of like Rocky in the movie, got to come in for the last punch. But that failed explosive, that failed pass to Arian that was in the bread
in the basket. It was in the basket.
That explosive play backfired so hard on Georgia's offense. That was what started the proverbial shooting themselves in the foot for the rest of that 30 minutes of football.
Well, I mean, momentum is a fickle thing, and it's a palpable thing in a game too.
Absolutely, like, college especially.
Like as soon as it's gone, like
well, you're already at a disadvantage. I mean, when you're playing on the road against a team like Alabama, and I'll be honest, that's one of the best environments in college football.
You were there.
Not necessarily the loudest. Yeah. I mean, it's not necessarily the loudest. It's just a tough place to play.
But something else.
Yeah, and their whole atmosphere, man, it kicks Georgia's tail. And I'm as homer as it gets. But when you go on the road, once again, you're already at a disadvantage momentum wise. Right. So if you don't capture momentum early in the game, well, it's just you're playing catch up the rest of the game. But I'll tell you what Vandy did today. Well, they did a lot of things right, but one of the things is they put their quarterback in a position to run the football a lot. And that's, if you go back to the USF game, that's exactly what South Florida did very well for 3 quarters. Alabama caught on, but it's just amazing what a dual threat quarterback can do. I mean, look at what it does to Georgia. Georgia's an all-world defense, and
even Peyton Thorne got a couple today.
Yeah,
right. That's one of my biggest gripes about Carson Beck. As I mentioned, he does look nonchalant. Like sure, he's good, he's focused, he's precise, he's all of these things, but he's just not.
He's not always precise, though.
But
let's call a spade. He's not always precise. He makes you go.
What's his
a couple of times?
72% accuracy. I mean, we can't.
Yeah, but
we've been
right now
as Georgia fans.
But right now, when you're watching, and he takes a shot.
Yeah,
are you excited or nervous?
A shot?
Because I'm nervous when he takes a shot.
No, because I know it's going to Arian Smith, who for the past 17 years hasn't caught a fucking ball. I mean, he had one great play. What year was that in the SEC championship game they lost? And he tore his knee. That was a great play. And
the Peach Bowl. Yeah.
What was that other kid's name that went to Arkansas when Sam Pittman went over there?
Wait a second. Hold up. Matt Landers.
Matt Landers. Matt Landers and Arian Smith are the same person.
Bro.
Except when he went to Arkansas, he could catch. I don't know what happened.
You just brought up bad memories.
Sorry.
I nicknamed him Lead Hand Landers. I'm not kidding you.
Wow.
That was before I did streaming and stuff, but I was harsh on that kid for sure.
But back to a quarterback running the ball, running the offense, being a threat. Carson Beck runs what, a 4.68? Respectable. Sure, he's not agile. He's not the most athletic
have
person.
The confidence to
but Buddy can get 6 yards.
Yeah.
And 6 yards will make you respect a read. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. It's staying respectful. You don't have to totally revamp your offense and say, "Hey guys, we're gonna do quarterback reads. You pull the ball, Carson. Like it's all you, buddy. Like you don't have to do that." But what makes Carson dangerous, and he does this sometimes. Sometimes he doesn't. We didn't really see much of it today. When he steps up in the pocket and he understands, okay, the pocket's collapsing. He's got good pocket awareness most of the time.
Yes,
extend the play. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's so demoralizing, especially when it's like 3rd and 6 or something. You can pick up a first down with yards like that. So I don't necessarily, and there are some people that say, hey, we need to switch. We need to find us a dual threat quarterback and just have at it, right? Like run them and throw it and let's do it all. But I don't know if you necessarily have to do that. Like I said, like you said, make the defense respect the quarterback run. It's an extra hat you got to defend.
Like, I don't know if you guys watch Brooks's studies he puts out, but every defense loads the box, at least 6 defenders at all times, and they play one high safety because they don't fear his arm.
Yeah.
Because So we can't ever get a run game going. I'm not a Bobo hater. I remember the days, the 2010 to 2014 years, they were terrible. I get it. Buddy's scoring 41 points a game right now. So
Yeah.
it's not Bobo.
Very comparable to
Yes.
to
Monken.
Todd Monken.
It's the
Last
same.
year, it felt like Kirby was maybe in his way. I've heard that
Sure,
argument
sure,
explained,
sure.
and I'm like, ooh, I kind of see it a little bit. I kind of see like Kirby wants
He wants the death
program
march.
to run a certain way. He wants to run the damn ball, and he wants to play hard-nosed defense and make the game shorter than it needs to be and not get in shootouts.
He and Mark Stoops have very similar styles.
Philosophies.
Yes.
And
It's not. It will never ever be, at least offensively, about style points under Kirby Smart.
No,
Never.
it's about
it'll
taking
never be
the
like
air out of the game.
Tennessee or Ole Miss. But I will say this year with Carson Beck and these receivers, when we start playing with some tempo and some rhythm, and that's when we're like world eaters.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
It makes
I want
no sense.
I want to get to today. We as Georgia fans, we're spoiled today. Auburn is a great football team statistically. How many yards? What do they average a game? Like 460 yards a game? They still lose? Yeah, sure, they get turnovers, but it's an RPO based system. So sure, the quarterback might mess up when you run 17 RPOs in a game. Played flawlessly today. And I didn't look at the box score. How many yards did they have?
They were 4 of 13 on third downs, though. That's pretty bad.
Right. But how many yards did they have today? They moved the ball pretty
Total
effectively.
yards 337.
Like Georgia
to our 381. So not much more.
And we still won by double digits, 18 points? Today was
against a rival.
Today was a very decisive win. And I don't think we as Georgia fans should be faded by these national championship expectations every year. Like we have to let the boys play. We need to get back as fans into the mindset of we have to get better as ourselves as fans and as a team. We still have to get better every week.
Perfect segue. Clark, you were there today for the game, correct?
Yes. I've got a lot to say on this.
Safe to assume.
Preach, brother.
Did you saw what Kirby said?
Yes.
It was a great
I didn't see
for
this.
Georgia. Tell you what, it was hot out there today, Shock. And if anything, to be honest, I'm a little disappointed. And I'm probably disappointed in our fans for the first time that I thought there was, a lack of really affecting the game, crowd noise wise, passion and energy. And hey, it was hot, but our players got full pads on, helmets, pads, and it's hot out there. And they're pushing, trying to have a home field advantage like we've had when we've played against teams. And I can't get crowd noise. And that's frustrating for me. So I just be honest about it. I think we got to do a better job as fans. And I know I got to do a better job as a coach, but we need these fans to support us and these players need them behind them. It was a great.
Clark, is it unfair to say that we're turning into the wine and cheese crowd?
No, I'm telling you, man, I don't think I've ever been more pissed off at our fans. I don't get this way a lot. But when college football comes around, it brings out the worst in me. But I almost started shouting expletives like, get your A's up. Like, what are we doing? It's third down. And the game, it's not like it's out of hand and Georgia's up 28-0 or anything. I mean, we're sitting here, it's a 10-14 game, third down, and people are in their seats. I'm like, what's going on? I mean, it's infuriating.
Fault, right? It's Bobo.
Yeah.
Fire Bobo. And we got Ellis Robinson sitting on the bench. Guys, come on.
I know, man. And here's the thing that really ticks me off is knowing how many recruits come to these games. And it's not like you get a ton of opportunity to showcase what you got at home, especially because you play 2 neutral site games this year, one being in Jacksonville, one in Atlanta. So it's 2 less games you get at home, which means 2 less games and opportunities you get to showcase your crowd, your environment, your stadium, ops, everything. Your culture. And man, today was honestly, I've been to a lot of Georgia football games in my life, a ton of home games. And I can tell you, this was the worst SEC environment I've ever seen.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think what contributed to that? It wasn't that hot, was it?
It was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad.
It was like 85. People were drenched, honestly.
How many
It was,
beers
you know,
did
in
they
Georgia.
sell today?
Probably a lot. And I'm starting to think. So I got two things. One, homecoming. Homecoming brings the worst crowds.
DGD.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, homecoming. There was a couple sitting beside me. You know, they had their AO pie, mom and dad buttons, and you know, it was all cute and all. But they're
Grandma,
sitting there in the
grandpa are
middle.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, they're sitting there in the middle of the game though, and as I do at some of these games, I like to snoop on people because it's fun, and people make it super obvious because they're sitting here with their phones like this and just texting. But one lady was saying, the lady beside me, she was saying, you know, really appreciate the tickets. It's just way too hot out here. Thinking about leaving in the second quarter. I'm like, what are we doing? You know, we have people chomping at the bit trying to get in these
Right.
into Sanford Stadium to see these dogs play because they're hungry and they want another national championship. And then we have people like that, and I don't know, man. It's just annoying.
Yeah.
So I'm a poor white boy. Before you go, Star Wars dog.
Yeah.
I'm a poor white boy. How much are tickets going for these days? I know I've looked at Tennessee tickets, and I can't take out another mortgage. Not in this economy.
I mean, even you know what? Here, I could tell you. I could tell you what the lowest tickets for next week are looking like. 3, 2.
I mean, not that has anything to do with attitude. What's the word I want to use here? I don't want to get too philosophical here.
So next
that savage
Saturday,
ethos, where did it go?
Yeah.
So next Saturday, the tickets as low as $103.
Then you got fees. So you're talking $170 to get into
if you want
get in
better
plus
fees.
parking if you don't want to walk.
Right.
Jeez.
Yeah, they're outpricing the actual fans. It's somebody put it to me this way. It's like it really had. I think it was Adam actually. He said that it's honestly like a social gathering, just a country club kind of feel. And you know, and honestly, I kind of understand if you're
That's
paying
what
the most amount of money.
What NIL brings. You got to get money. You got to.
Yeah.
Especially if we want to uphold these standards that we as fans have created arbitrarily.
Yeah.
I mean,
look, we did all these renovations for more people. What did we add? 2,000 to 3,000 more seating, right? Something like that.
Isn't Sanford supposed to get up to 100,000 by 27 or something like that?
Oh,
maybe. I don't.
I want to say I saw an article about
that. Are
that.
they going to fit that? I don't know.
I think they were going to add another pavilion on where the screen is, right?
Yeah.
By the bridge. They're going to come around, not to the screen, but like just around a little bit or up, something like that. I
got you.
I might be talking out of my butt. Who knows?
Well, they need to. I mean, because really the demand is there, you know.
Sure.
Even back in 2011, man, we'd pack out stadiums. It's not like, you know, it's just something new. I just think the crowd's changed.
Absolutely. You got the country club class there who don't want to get loud.
Well,
and
that's
rowdy.
why I said the wine and cheese kind of.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Are we living long enough as the hero of college football to see ourselves become the villain in this?
There's been claims that we become the new Alabama at some point, but I don't know.
I will say too, there's a few more things though that I think don't help the situation. One of them being we have so many stinking sponsors, and everything that shows on the jumbotron between plays and even during plays, it's like, or in an instant replay, it's something sponsored. I understand that the university has to make money. I get that, but it just seems like everything is backed by some company, and it just, I don't know, it loses some luster. Also, another thing, why do we not play music? Just blare some music. I don't care what it is. Just play some music between second, third down. I don't get it.
Is that not something that Alabama did like to the T?
Yeah.
Like they had the atmosphere. People were hyped. People were going. They were playing. They were playing the 2012 hits and just getting people going. Honestly, that's
take
like
here. Did you guys watch the Tennessee Arkansas game at all?
Yes.
The backup, the reverse beeps on a false start.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
I mean, they kind of cringy, but where's the stuff?
No, that's totally Arkansas. That's at the Walmart loading docks. The beep beep beep. Hell yeah.
Hilarious though. Gets everyone involved.
Yeah.
But
did y'all see
everybody laugh? Cheers everyone up. Yeah.
Speaking of that game, did y'all see that they played Rocky Top at the end?
That was hilarious.
As they rushed field, yeah.
I didn't see
Tennessee SEC folks are not going to be on the internet for the next 48 hours, along with
I have
Alabama fans. So this might actually be the calmest the internet will be for like all of college
Maybe.
football season.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't
no
know.
shade.
I'm wanting.
It's erupted pretty heavily with the Alabama loss, but
Oh, sure.
um,
But no, you're
one
right.
more thing on the atmosphere and the fans and the energy in there. I don't know about y'all, but I have never been one to leave before that final bell. You know, whether it's fireworks shows, whether it's a concert, a game. Hell, me and my buddy went to the Arkansas game a couple years ago. Now that
Yeah,
was a
21
beautiful
where they
fucking
blocked where Dan Jackson blocked the punt in the end
Yep,
zone and it
yep.
got to like 119
I
decibels.
couldn't speak for 3 days after.
I was at that game. It was great.
You were there too?
I was there. I was
Oh,
sitting.
shit.
I was in the.
I'm assuming Clark was there.
Oh yeah.
I
yeah.
can't remember where I was even sitting. I was sitting in those fancy seats, the ones that have the backrest and the
I had a
armrest.
backrest on mine too. Heck yeah.
But these had the armrest. So this
You were
was
in
like
the 200 level.
Yeah, it was super fancy. My buddy gave me some tickets. It was great. Free parking too. I was whoa.
Nice.
But then I usually go to 2 games a year, but the only other time I've seen that place go crazier was in 2017, Mississippi State flea flicker. That it's giving me chills right now, just reliving that moment in my mind. It was so electric. And by the way, Cam Ward just threw another interception.
Yeah.
28-10.
Wow.
Cal's railroading Miami. Sorry.
Going back to that 17 Mississippi State game. So I used to work for the team. I was a student video manager, and I was actually on the sideline. And my buddy, he knows more of the game plan. He's actually still there. He's like Kirby's number 2 guy. It's kind of crazy. But he turned to me and said, "Hey, we're about to run it." And we'd been working on this flea flicker all week, and there were a lot of plays we kind of installed at practice. We never ran them. So I was like, I don't know if we're going to actually run it. Well, sure enough, Nick Chubb takes the handoff, tosses back to Jake Fromm, throws the bomb. We know the story. But that place, I'm in complete agreement with you.
I got chills right now.
I know. And maybe it was just the fact that I was on the field, but it just erupted. The place was nuts. Yeah.
It was great. And I think we as a fan base, we've been spoiled. We've lost that. We need to truly, and I don't know how to address it other than to say it. We need to get that savage ethos back.
Yeah.
We just need to be not trashy or rude per se, but we just need to get that fire back. We're not God's gift to earth. We as a team, we as fans, we still have to get better and better every week. We still got goals in front of us to achieve that are not going to be handed to us, as we've seen from today. What does Kirby always say? Humility is but a week away.
Yep. How ironic.
If y'all will, real quick, I will bring in Robert with DGD Dawgcast if he's ready. There he is. What's going on, buddy?
Gentlemen, how's it going?
What's up?
We got a full ship full of Georgia fans now. Look at this.
Hey, let me break in for a moment, guys. If you're watching, get your friends here. Let's get some conversations going. What can we do to be better as a fan base, and what improvements do we want to see on this team?
Be louder.
Be louder.
Kirby Smart needs to be listening to this right now. He would appreciate this.
Hey, man.
He would.
He's asleep. But
giving the message. We're sending the message.
We've lost our ethos. We as a fan base have to find our savage ethos.
I'll tell you. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
We need. I don't know where he is. We need to find the white paint fan. We need to bring him back. Bring him back.
Yeah.
Bring him back.
I tell you, I was walking out of the stadium today, and anytime I see a red coat, I thank them because those kids, man, I don't think they get their recognition.
So hot. Oh,
I know. Well, anyway, I was talking to him. I said,
"Is it full cotton?"
Wool.
Ooh, that's even worse.
Man, that reminds me of service dress. God Almighty, wolf.
But I was talking to this tuba player today because I don't know if y'all knew this. Kentucky at the Kentucky game, we didn't have a pep band for the first time, and I can't remember when. I've been to a ton of away games. I don't remember one single time there we didn't at least have like three guys, one on the tuba, one on the drums, and one on the trumpet or something.
Wasn't
Didn't have
it
anything.
just a couple of years ago that Alabama was complaining about Texas not allowing their band, and we didn't even send one to Kentucky?
Yeah, I know. So anyway, there was a big uproar, and I say big, there were probably 100 people that kind of stepped up and said, "Hey, this is not right. We need to at least have some sort of a pep band." And there were some letters written or something to Josh Brooks, like the athletic director, saying, "Hey, we got to get on the ball with this. This can't happen," And so I asked the guy today, I said, "Hey, I know there were talks about you guys not even going to Ole Miss. Is that still true?" And he said, "No, they actually said we are going now because there was kind of an uproar." So all this to say, I think if we as fans kind of do our part and say, "Hey, we're not meeting the standard as fans. We need to step it up." How do we do that? I don't know. This is kind of cheesy, but in a way, it's important,
It's not.
Yeah.
Clark, how can we have a double standard?
Clark, hold on. I want to ask y'all's a question. I want to get y'all's answer on this. Does Kirby's challenge to the fans, that what we heard from him talking to Shock earlier, does that resonate with how inconsistent we feel that we've been playing?
Ooh.
You see what I mean, right?
Yeah.
I trust in Kirby. I know what he's trying to do, right? I felt like we took advantage and took it for granted, excuse me. The opportunity to host, have home field advantage. You don't have many games this year. Next year, sure. But it's your rival. I mean, my biggest rival. I can't stand Auburn.
Yeah.
Biggest rival. I mean, I obviously didn't get to go to the game, but you sit there and he talked about it and I could hear it. You heard it on the TV. It was quiet compared to what I thought it was going to be. And
it was
dude, you're in pivotal, crucial moments of games, and it's just quiet. And it's dude, you realize, looking back 2021, 2022, dude, we created penalties because of how loud we were as a fan.
Yeah.
As a fan base.
Oh yeah.
Is it me or people have kind of forgotten about that because of the
people have seen their one national championship that they wanted to see, the bucket list, check. You know what? I don't really care to go to the games. If we go to the games, I'm just going to
this is going to be a blowout.
It's going to be a blowout. Auburn, they're 2-3. Yeah, but man, this is our rival. We hate Auburn,
It's the last one we've had.
Yeah.
Well, that also
pisses me off.
Can I just say, how is their atmosphere when we go there? It's a
living
living hell.
Fucking insane.
Yeah.
It's a living hell for us.
But we're also the target.
I mean, I understand. I can understand. We are teams. I wouldn't say the Super Bowl. I feel like that's too easy of a take to say, but people get up for us when we go into their stadiums.
Right.
We're at that level of a program. However, why is it because we lost last week? You should be pissed off just as much as anybody.
As the team should. Right.
You have a point to come in.
This is on the blocked field goal, and granted, this is through the broadcast and as loud as I can get it here.
Oh, they were pumping that stuff through the television.
But just listen. It doesn't seem crazy loud for a blocked field goal.
Trying to make it a one-score game at the half. It's blocked.
Mediocre at best.
Well, okay, I got a question.
Clark, you were there though.
I'll tell you the loudest. That was on a scale of 10 is third down. We're sacking Hendon Hooker, 2022 in the rain. 1 is, fourth quarter UMass. We're beating them by 63 points.
Right.
Might have been a 5, maybe. And come on, a block punt or not block punt, kick. Come on, that's awesome. Yeah. Let's get up, But I'll tell you the loudest point today. Two times. One is watching Vanderbilt score on Alabama. That place went crazy. It was fun.
Clark, hold on. I want to preface this. Your point right there, dude. Seeing Kirby Smart absolutely go belligerent, just pissed off on the TV copy was hilarious.
Oh, did he really?
It was hilarious. You see at the bottom. He's at the bottom of the screen. He was just like, He's like, God, you could see him just like flailing around
because our sidelines were going crazy too. They were cheering like crazy, and Kirby was like, "Knock it off,
dude." Yeah, so when they did that,
focus in."
It caught me off guard. I was cooking dinner, so I was obviously watching while I was cooking or whatever. And I'd be damned if I heard a. I was like, "What did we do?" And then I see Kirby doing this. I was like, "We didn't even snap the ball. What?"
Jeez, man.
And then I just so happened to look, and I was like, "Oh, damn! They're talking about Vanderbilt." Okay.
Yeah.
But
It
to
was
get back to
that.
you, go ahead. Go ahead, Clark.
No, this is the last point. But basically, the other time that it got the absolute loudest, 100%, when I think it was like Keely, Nolan, Jordan Davis, Lad. Yeah, I mean, when they kind of reintroduce "Welcome back," and they give them these oversized trophies, which look ridiculous, but it's funny. That was the loudest it got. 100%, not even close. But
I got a nasty narrative. I call it a nasty narrative.
Okay.
Jim knows what I'm talking about.
Okay.
The fans are more excited to see Dogs because they won a national title than our current team that has a chance to do it.
I say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Is it crazy to think that though? Because
no, it's absolutely correct. But I don't think that the correlation between the team's performance and the fans' performance, I think it comes from, maybe I heard your question wrong. I think it comes from the performance of our team over the span of the past 4 years. We've gotten to just expect and take for granted the amount of elite we are as a program. And we just think we take it for granted.
Well, and I think that's reflected on some of the players. Like you could make the argument that,
but that comes with the execution,
especially with tackling,
yes,
right? Especially with tackling,
it was better-ish today.
Just because they're wearing those red hats, that I put hands on you means you should go down. But
right?
That's not how this works. You have to actually tackle.
Yeah, there was that Jarquez Hunter touchdown infuriated because I saw Jonel Aguero jump like he was trying to play on like piggyback, and that did not work out. And I was like, I understand you're trying, and Jarquez is a big running back for what it's worth too. He's not easy to get down, but it's like, man, just run through people. I listen. I don't play, so I mean, I can understand. I'm gonna just try to critique things. I'm not trying to like shit on a kid or anything.
Sure.
But it's just you sit there. It's become an uncharacteristic thing for us this year, and it's the missed tackles. I mean, you sit there, go from 2 in the Clemson game to Tennessee Tech. You got 10. Now you got 15 against Kentucky, 15 against Bama. I don't even know the number today.
It wasn't that bad today. It was.
I mean, okay.
It was better-ish. But again,
it still felt like there were. It still felt like there were some key missed tackles, if you will.
To play devil's advocate. Have you seen some of the soft ass shit they're calling roughing the passer and targeting?
Well, I have.
I mean, and I know. Again, I hope I don't sound like a homer. I'm trying to be unbiased when I say this.
Oh, you totally are. It's okay.
Thank you.
I'm just messing.
Have we ever seen a Georgia team in the past 4 years this penalized?
I literally said that in a group chat earlier. We are heavily penalized.
But it's unfair because I was watching TV copy, of course, but I'm watching Auburn players like holding Damon Wilson like
the front of his shirt,
like
turned
this,
sideways.
like this today, and it's like, no, that's good. But then you get Monroe Freeling like just a little bit like this, and it's like, this guy, and then the soft ass targeting call on Chaz Chambliss, as McElroy says. God, I want to punch him in his fucking chin. Sorry. Sorry.
No, you're good.
What was that, brother? Like, what is it? And it's been all season long. I think the Clemson game was the fairest ref officiating. I don't know. The Alabama game was really good ebb and flow. Like there was a bunch of missed stuff on both sides, which I'm okay with that as long as it's ebbing and flowing. But again, back to the amount of penalties, it's just absurd this year. And I don't think they're not doing anything different than they've done before.
Well, to be fair, it's across the board. It's not even just Georgia games.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, to be fair.
Oh, to be fair.
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 To be fair. To be fair.
To be fair.
Allegedly.
I had a clip for that.
Apparently, he knew I was coming on.
Yeah.
I mean, and what really sparked my attention to this was the LSU South Carolina game.
No, you mean Ole Miss, South Carolina?
No, not today. This was what, 3 weeks ago?
Like
South Carolina had that game won. They were railroading LSU.
You talk about the hit on Nussmeier.
Not only that one, the holding call, even today, there was a bunch of them. I can't even recall them all from that game. Today in the A&M Missouri game,
we were
pass interference. Dude's like humping his leg, and the ball's still like 2 seconds away, and he's just, oh no, that's good. That's good. No, I'm pulling that flag back. Like
7 penalties for 85 yards, and Auburn was 5 penalties for 25.
You said, hold on, repeat the number. Repeat the number again.
Quarter, huh?
You repeat the numbers again. I heard, is it 7?
7 for 85 yards.
Well, you also had some DPIs too, so that makes sense.
And a couple of those too were.
What? Oh, you had 30 yards. You had 30 yards on one play.
Yeah, and then there were, I think, 2. I know one for sure. Delay a game, just backing it up, let Thorson get a little more room.
Yeah, you take. Oh, you can't, but you kind of take that out of context on that one, or you take.
So back to the point I was trying to make before you guys come in. Those types of penalties, because the other team's doing this stuff too. Like, why are they not getting called against Georgia? And now I'm not trying to blame referees here at all, but that's probably has something to do with the lack of tackling. I think it's fair to correlate those two things. Sorry.
I just think from a overall officiating standpoint, things have been overcomplicated to the point where they're overthinking everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was it even last week? I forgot who it was. Was it Cash Jones got a holding call against him, not on him, or the defender? He ran out and did into the little quick out route, if you will, on a 4th down, and got the holding to give us the 1st down. I think it was. Right. But they're cracking down on things like that too. So like if they see the hand extend out and kind of pull back a little bit, they're going to call that. You know what I mean? So part of me looks at that right there, but at the same time, I feel like if you're getting penalized, some of it was deserved.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, I feel like that's just a lack of discipline and execution. Right. I mean, lapses happen, but I mean, still, I just feel like this is uncharacteristic slightly too. I mean, like, I understand shit happens. I do, and I mean, like, you look like the one that we had the one I said where they had 30 yards of penalties on that one play, right? You had the chop block.
Yep.
But then you also had Truss coming in and just smacking somebody too.
Way late.
Yeah. So it's like that. It's kind of like, I understand the heat of the moment, but at the same time, it's like, buddy, like you're like 5th or 6th year senior, like chill out.
Well,
like,
at least
you got to play smarter.
Bro, yeah.
No.
He didn't fall.
Well, I think his phone might have died or something. We'll get him back eventually.
I'm going to tell you one thing. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, please.
I'm curious on y'all's thoughts on this. College football has got to fix this whole fake injury crap. It happened today, and I do not boo unless I know for a fact the player who goes down is totally faking it.
Yeah.
And I was booing as loud as I possibly could. In the 3rd quarter, we already had the game won, but man, it just pisses me off. Like, that is blatant cheating. And I know Georgia's done it probably a time or two. There's no doubt. Every team has, but we got to start figuring it out.
I don't want to take credit for this idea. Again, I think this is Brooks Austin. Players got to go out for the rest of the drive.
Yeah.
You're gone. If you're hurt, you're hurt.
Well, the thing today was the guy grabbed so he went down, because Georgia was about to run we're about to go for it on 4th down in our own territory. We just wanted to get up quick, quarterback sneak, whatever. Well, they were rotating guys off the field, and we were about to snap it with their guys because we didn't substitute. So the guy just falls down. Well, he hits the ground. You think he's grabbing his knee. That's what it kind of looks like. But then all of a sudden he pops up, and it's his wrist. It's like, dude, come on.
He's like stretched calf. I saw that. Yeah. Oh,
right here. one of the worst teams to do this shit. And that's what caused the mustard and the golf balls to go. This Ole Miss today.
Yep.
Gosh.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Bro, but that's their MO. That's what they do.
Sure.
Again, that's what caused the mustard and the golf ball incident to happen. Like,
Which, by the way, can we just take a moment to appreciate just how trashy and Tennessee fans are? Golly, man, they're the worst. And they have everything that was coming for me.
Hey, let's show a lot of love.
Hey,
Hey, let's give a little bit of love to Appalachia today. You know, we've had a rough week. You know.
Oh,
so,
yes.
So, I mean, they are trashy. Let's make no qualms about that. But
sure, that is true. I did forget about that.
I
feel terrible.
What did your sign say last year? Corn doesn't grow on rocky top, but meth does.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't know.
So funny, you know, random knowledge here. Mountain Dew, I think it was made in either Tennessee or West Virginia, one of those places. But you know, the original advert was, you know, Mountain Dew, it'll tickle your innards. I'm just saying, people talking about tickling innards up there is kind of funky.
That sounds more of an Alabama thing to me. But I digress.
But no, let's again with the talking about faking injuries. Let's go back to the people who are actually making the money from all of this shit, and talk about the TV companies who changed the clock rules to shorten the game.
So there's no pressure from them to stop it whatsoever.
Right. But the game takes the same amount of time to watch, but now we have 29 minutes of extra commercials to watch. And downtime in between.
And I'm sure
so that has nothing to do with it either.
Because if you don't know, Clark goes to damn near every single game. Him and his cousin Adam and their family.
Dude, you must
they
have
all go.
calves
They're
from
in
the
row
gods.
60 of section 18 or 108. And I can't, like, I know when I went to that Arkansas game, when it would do the TV timeouts and shit, I was like, oh, like, especially when you got some juice going, you got some rhythm going, and then it's something like a player injury, and hopefully nobody's actually hurt, and they can come back out and get on the training bike and warm that thing back up, and it's just a cramp, or they got tapped in the nuts or something, which I like to try to call out. I'm like, I bet he got tapped in the nuts, but no, like it just deflates the entire atmosphere.
Absolutely.
Which at Georgia recently it's hard to maintain right now.
Yeah.
I don't know the answer. All I know is again, I don't want to sound like the broken record here, but that savage ethos, we have to find a way to bring it back as a fan base.
Yeah.
We have to make coming in. So what's the win streak at now at home, Clark?
29, I think. Yeah.
Like there's only one way to keep that going any longer. And it's really us. Yep, got to bring it.
You know what's real.
And these boys, I mean, these young men, excuse me, I don't want to call them boys. These young men, they feed off that energy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah.
Anybody would.
Yeah, and once again, it goes back to recruiting too. Like, man, you got these big these big name recruits in your stadium wanting to see a good show, not even just the game. They want to see the show because they want to see, wow,
the experience. Yeah,
this is what I'm going to be able to play in one day, right? And we just don't bring it, man. I don't know. We're just fat and happy, I guess. But.
Did y'all watch the Texas A&M routing of Missouri this morning?
I was taking a peek at it. I wasn't like watching it. I had it going on the cooler. You know, I got one of those fancy coolers with the speaker in it. I had it going while I was doing some yard shoring.
Yeah.
It didn't sound good after that penalty. It just.
But you talk about loud atmosphere eruption.
What do they got? 109,000 at that one. 111,000. It's like the second biggest.
Yeah, I thought it was like 103 or something like that, but here was their big explosive play.
There's Le'Veon Moss, and A&M just keeps rolling. Look at big Le'Veon Moss.
Can I just say I appreciate this announcer too? when he gets jazzed when
Oh
somebody's making
sure.
a.
Oh sure.
I like that. I like that style instead of the monotone.
Is that Joe Tess? I think that's Joe Tess.
Yeah, it
Yep.
is.
Yeah.
I've officially deemed it as so. Hamas Dominus, do the whole thing. Greg McElroy is the new Gary Danielson.
Ooh,
Ooh.
what an allegation! God.
Ooh.
Buddy was sucking on Alabama's cock the entire game. He was talking about how bad Georgia is, that I don't even know why they show up after listening to him. That's all he's ever done when he does a Georgia game. So he is now the new Gary.
He was also all over Carson, which
Gary does know a little bit of ball. I think Greg knows ball. I mean, he was a quarterback, but there's just a little bit of slob knob.
well, and he along with Gary also gives a lot of leniency to quarterbacks. When I'm watching and I'm like, but wait, that wasn't a good throw. Like what? Like that was a bad whatever. And when you have the quarterback, even Jordan Rodgers, when he does it, it just seems like they put their quarterback glasses on. They're like, it wasn't his fault. Like, okay, sometimes it's not, but also, he just threw into double coverage. Like that was a bad choice, and you're the color commentator. Call a spade, please. Like
Well, they also
that's what you're here to do.
let's have no issues or illusions about this. They have a narrative or talking points to push as well.
Well, maybe not necessarily like they have to push them, but I know for me, like if I write out notes or something, like I kind of try to make sure to kind of like with the clips or something when I hear
Right. You
you
want
know
you want to go through a program. Yes.
right.
That's why it's called
like
program.
I have something for this. Like, oh shit, this is a good spot for it. So I kind of feel that now, that especially doing live like we're doing now.
My example of this is if you watch the Tennessee Arkansas game, Kirk Herbstreit, though I love listening to Kirk Herbstreit, he was pushing that Heisman race, Nico's God's gift to earth
Yeah.
viewpoint the entire game, even though he played like a dumpster juice. I mean, he didn't play well at all. I think he had like 60 yards in the first half.
Light production at best.
Right, but this is the next Patrick Mahomes. Did you see him extend the play as he like steps up in the? Oh,
yeah. Did the two Tennessee teams just play in different cities today, or like?
So Tennessee went to Arkansas.
No. I mean, did did Tennessee play for Vanderbilt, and Vanderbilt went and played for?
I don't think so. I don't want to take anything away from the Vols, but they've also, and I'm not a big proponent of who have they played, but this was their first time going against a breathing offense. Fair to say.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you could argue that. I mean, listen, Arkansas did play well. I didn't really watch the whole game.
Taylor Green's like the yards passing leader for the SEC.
Yeah,
see his hit too.
That's my point. Like they didn't even play a full game with him in there,
Right.
So
mostly.
I mean, mostly, yeah. But
in this Tennessee defense, like, okay,
yeah. I'm gonna hold my thoughts.
Right.
I just need to see a couple more games. But they're on fraud alert, and they have been, and Ole Miss has been for me.
Absolutely,
those are my two teams. Now, Alabama, I think the verdict's still out. Yeah, they played like crap today. Vanderbilt played really well. And I do think to Alabama's standard, they didn't play like they wanted to. But Vanderbilt, I'm not discrediting what Vanderbilt did do today. I don't know.
I counter your Alabama stance by, of course, they didn't play like they wanted to, but they have played like they've trended all season when they're playing competent competition.
Yeah,
except for 2 quarters.
Yeah,
and they didn't lose the game, because let's be honest, the games that they have lost, they lost it. Their opponents didn't win it; they lost it because a non-fan of those programs, which for me, and I've stated on this podcast a couple of times that I have no problem pulling for Arkansas. There's something within me that loves Arkansas. I love Sam Pittman. I think
Cold beer, baby.
they're the Hogs with a W. You know what I mean?
That's
They're
right.
the Dogs. But you know, I enjoy watching them, and I love watching them get a win. But you know, so many times they've just given away the game, and today they finally didn't do that with their backup quarterback. They got that final touchdown to take the lead,
And without their kicker.
Oh shit!
Their kicker
I
was
didn't
out
know the
as
kicker
well.
was out.
Now, I do, while we're sitting here marinating, just so we don't have dead time,
Yeah.
something to marinate on. So, what is a better situation for the University of Georgia to be in the future? Say 7 games in the future. Alabama beating Tennessee or Tennessee beating Alabama?
I don't like that aspect personally. To me, you just kind of play your schedule and
Oh, absolutely. This is a hypothetical.
right.
So who
I
would you
feel
want to
what
see? Who would you want to see in the SEC championship if we were to get there?
I think we'll end up seeing Texas regardless of that matchup. Um, I feel a little more confident that we can beat Texas now. Especially because before today, I thought Tennessee was actually better than Alabama was. Execution wise, defense, they
still think
tricked
they
me.
are.
I thought their defense was looking phenomenal. I thought offensively they were explosive, and today
Yeah, that Michigan
Arkansas
win.
Arkansas plays tough football now. Arkansas definitely plays tough football, hard nosed, kind of like Kentucky and Georgia, right? Like they want to get down and dirty with it, and we're not talking shootouts, we're talking slugfests, right?
Trenches.
Right. So seeing that today, and then seeing Alabama, I still have a big question mark on Texas, and I think I had Texas in that same explosive shootout kind of category, and I think that matches up well for us because the slugfest. If you can knock the shootout or the explosiveness back on its
Limit.
heels,
Yeah.
they don't know what to do anymore.
That's very good.
Listen, I don't. I would argue Texas really hasn't played anybody. And yes, I know they went on the road. They beat Michigan.
In the
Good win.
Michigan
in the
got
Big House.
upset today
Michigan's-
by Washington. So
fraudulent.
Yeah.
They have
Oh,
they are one dimensional.
we had
Yeah.
a national championship rematch here, and it
I
went
don't
the
know.
other
They've got some good momentum, and they are a good football team, and
They
they've
can
got
run
a
the
good
ball.
defensive front. They can run the ball. They can do a lot of different things.
They just
But-
don't have a quarterback.
Yeah. Wait, Texas?
No, Michigan.
Michigan.
Oh, I was about to say. I was like, wait.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about Texas. I was like,
Texas has two of them.
yeah, they got 2 studs. But
Ooh, finish your point, and I have a follow up.
I guess what I'm saying, they really haven't been punched in the mouth. And like, Georgia may not have been punched in the mouth. I don't even know if Clemson ever threw a haymaker, maybe in the first quarter, but go ahead.
I don't want to interrupt too long. Clemson seems to be the most legitimate competition we've played, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, that's fair. I just, what's so easy to do in the first 4 or 5 games of the year, right, especially right before you get in the conference play, is say, man, these teams look unbeatable, yada, yada, yada. And every time, every single season, we start to see frauds. And I'm not saying Tennessee's a bad team. I wish I could say that. I'm not saying Ole Miss is a bad team, but I don't know. I mean, until you get punched in the mouth,
well,
you don't really know.
Ole Miss did get punched.
Yeah, that's my point.
Everyone thought Kentucky was just one of these no names. They ain't played nobody. They ain't no good. Why do they even get off the bus? No. They play very good defensive, veteran led football.
On that, real quick, what the hell happened to Carolina today?
We're gonna call that no shoes. Shane Beamer thought he was gonna come
That
out.
was a no
in his-
call, no show. Like
He's
you
wearing his
can-
flip flops, bro. Like
Wait, what?
the hell was
Tell me
that?
again.
Ole
I didn't
Miss,
watch this game.
they shellacked. Like it wasn't even worth
It
turning
was
on.
27-3.
Oh, y'all are using an analogy there, or
Yeah, you know, Shane Beamer walks around. He walks around the what do they call that? The compound. Sorry, I'm no sleep without shoes on. So that's how he
Really?
showed. That's how he showed up. Facilities.
Where?
Good word,
Where have I not? Why have I not seen this?
bro.
Yeah,
Is this on Twitter or what?
You gotta go. You gotta go look at their like recruiting stuff. Yeah, he's
Oh
like
my
taking his
gosh.
shoes off, throwing his feet up on the desk. Like, yeah, bro, let's go on a scavenger hunt. Like, dude, I'm the cool coach. He tried to do that shit today. And
Let me
Lenore,
ask y'all this: Who is the cringiest coach in college football? Who would you say?
current or
Current.
all time?
Current. Oh, okay. Give me a current and an all time because I'm interested in both.
Okay, all right. I go with current Eli Drinkwitz.
Mm.
I think he's the cringiest. All time. Shit.
This should be easy.
My knee jerk wants to go Dan Mullen.
Yep. Easy. He's the worst.
Yeah, I can't
This is very
really-
tough for me. Very tough.
I wouldn't say Mike Leach what's cringy because I found that entertaining.
That was
Coach
very.
O, I found that entertaining too.
That was very. Mike Leach was very satirical. It was fantastic.
He was an interesting man.
Dry dad humor esque.
Yes,
Like it was.
and I
Beautiful.
appreciate
It was beautiful.
I love me a good dad joke. I like that. We had a whole Mike Leach segment last week. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Cringiest current coach. It's got to be that dude at UCLA. I can't even think of his name.
Ooh, yeah.
That dude is just like he probably licks paint while it's waiting to dry. Like it's just. I'm not even sure. He's definitely got CTE.
Hmm.
All time cringiest coach, and this is a biased opinion, but old ball coach Steve Spurrier, can't stand that dude. Just cringe. Everything he does is just cringe to me. Like, ugh. Just puts a bitter taste in my mouth. Yeah,
I'll tell you.
Florida coach.
Yeah, I'd say right now, currently, it's Brian Kelly or.
Ooh,
Brian Kelly is really cringy.
That's a strong one.
Also, I mean Shane, and that's kind of why I brought this whole thing up.
See,
Shane Beamer's just a little cringe to me, but
I think Shane Beamer needs to get back on an offensive coordinator level. I believe he would excel there. You know, it's just like Bobo. Bobo, you know, he was destined for great things as an offensive coordinator back in the early 20 teens. Then it panned out like ass. But you know what? He's a damn good offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? I think that's where Shane Beamer belongs.
Production is good.
Along with Billy Napier. This might be a hot take, but I kind of hope when he gets fired that Georgia hires him onto their offensive staff.
He's
total power move.
He's from my area.
Yeah. Just come on, bro. We need some brain trust in here. Let's go.
that is a good point though, and dude, the Bobos, they're huge up in Raven County, and I know it's northeast Georgia, but still North Georgia. That would be a total power move. I mean, that's what Saban always did. You know? That begs the question: who becomes Florida's coach?
I don't think it's Lane.
happening.
I don't think
it's
they
Lane.
presented themselves yet.
I could see Drink doing it. Honestly,
no way, no way. If
Mizzou cannot pay that man,
I say no way, but I wonder if they keep their athletic director because I think he needs to go as well. Yeah, Scott Strickland.
Oh no,
I think he needs to go as well.
Napier and athletic director because they were hired at the same time, or athletic director hired Napier. Correct.
Right.
Yeah, they're both.
I think they both need to go, but also I think they need to stop messing around with Sunbelt Billy, with mediocre coaches from Mississippi State that were supposed to be quarterback whisperers. uh, they need to strike honestly like Alabama did. They got somebody who is worth a damn, who can put a program together and can actually accomplish something. So I don't think they've identified themselves yet as a candidate. If Florida makes the right choice and makes the intelligent choice, now they might take another gamble, but I don't think Florida can afford that at this point. They are losing their asses on recruiting in state, and Georgia and Alabama are crushing them in their own state.
But it's not true. But they haven't recruited terribly either. They're top 10, right?
I think they're up there, but
I'm talking about their in.
I mean, if you're the worst school in Florida, it's definitely your staff's fault because it's just laden with talent.
So
Here's a
I'm
hot take
specifically
for
talking
the
about their in-state recruits. They're not winning their own Florida recruits over Miami, FSU, Alabama, and Georgia.
Auburn.
Florida's last on the fucking list, and that's not good. You're the University of Florida. Everybody in your state should want to come play for you.
To be fair, when oh my God, Dan Mullen.
Well, to be fair. Oh, to be fair.
Allegedly, is when Dan Mullen left. He recruited top 30 for 4 years in 4 years in a row, 3 years in a row.
Was it recruiting season though?
Too soon. Okay, too soon.
Yeah.
Allegedly. So what Billy Napier has done with the recruiting aspect is exponentially better. They're in a better state, if you will, in that aspect of their program. But
they're also not retaining people. The transfer portal
because
comes.
they're losing.
We stole Etienne, which I'm still not completely sold that he's what was presented to me.
Let me give you my coach take. Who's going to go there? It's going to be Jeff Brom, Louisville head coach.
Where's he at currently?
Louisville.
Yeah, he's doing a good job.
But he's had 3 successful seasons at Louisville. That's definitely going to be a target.
Hey, here's a hot take. I posed this question to Adam on the way back.
Okay.
What about Clark Lee? Clark Lee, maybe he's just a Vandy guy, man. Maybe he just loves Vanderbilt.
He's Vandy alum.
I know, but I mean, the guy obviously is doing something right, and he took a bottom feeder. I mean, it's Vandy. He took them and just beat the #1 team in the nation. And you don't do that if you don't have a good culture and a good game plan and good coaching. Honestly,
good organizational skills.
Yeah.
Well,
and honestly, really, to me, that's what you need for him.
Yeah.
How much do we laugh at Vandy?
How much did we laugh at Clark Lee last year when he gave that whole rah-rah speech that we're here to compete for championships, and we're like, and we just.
What was different about last year than the 70 years before that, though?
Right, but now what's different?
Hey, I said it. I typed it in your chat. I said it. I've said it here. They have looked like a legitimate team this year. Every game they have played, they've not lost by more than 1 score yet.
Right, here's what's different.
They had to walk a mile and a half to do that.
And honestly, I told Adam this too. If I were just in Nashville, I don't know, Georgia didn't play and we were just up in Nashville having a good time.
Yep.
Dude, I'm getting gold black and go do that. That would be awesome. Like,
yeah.
I would willingly do that.
You would pose as a Vandy fan.
Let me hit this chat
I would love to do that too. I think that would be a blast.
So,
tickets are like $30. So,
old May Dog asked, do coaches have to sign contracts for so many years? That's actually old May up to the school.
So that's my mama dog.
So
that's actually my mom.
Oh, well, yeah. Hi, Mom. Most of the coaches are signed for 3-year contracts at first. And then normally if they have a good first 2 years, they get extensions and then the 10-year things come out. That's a common trend in college football.
Yeah.
So
Kirby's.
Yeah, he just got a big one.
there's buyouts though. Like there's way around those anyway. You
Right.
can like Napier's is what, like 26
I
mil
think if he
buyout?
gets fired after or on November 1st, I think they have to pay him out 19.5 million.
I gotta say,
Because it's 60 or 70% of the contract they have to pay out.
right. I'm surprised they won today.
Yeah.
UCF is Gus Mal. That's who I left off my cringe meter. Gus Malzahn.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
Bruh, if you
Yeah.
don't have the perfect prototype of player to fit your offense, you are just trash and you look like you eat boogers. Like,
But
brethren, what are we
But-
doing here?
hold on a minute though. Did he not have Auburn at least competing a
When
little bit?
when he had the perfect prototype players like Cam Newton and
No.
he
I'm talking.
competed with
What
Bo
about
Nix.
2017?
Bo Nix,
Nope, 17.
who was quarterback.
17 would have been. Hold up just a second. Oh, that's
I'm not-
Stidham.
Yeah, Jared
That was
Stidham.
he beat us and he
Right.
beat Alabama.
But what
We
was
got
his
the rematch in Atlanta. We got the win. Went on to the Rose Bowl. But
I asked this question. What was his prototype? Really explosive with his legs. Can throw 65% accuracy.
honestly don't
Doesn't turn the ball over.
I don't remember that vividly to be
Had two running backs. Had these lunch pail wide receivers that are sneaky fast,
He
Like, if he
also
doesn't
recruited hellacious defensive lines.
What's going on, Adam? Yeah, he did. But that was
Incredible defensive line.
But don't give that credit to Gus. That was Will Muschamp and Tavarius Robinson.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Who are both now cadre at University of Georgia. Yes, sir.
We need Will Muschamp's son at Vanderbilt to just go ahead and get a degree and just, I don't know, not play football and then worry about the Georgia Bulldogs, his alma mater.
I will
He
say,
needs to stop focusing
since we're
on
giving
that.
superlatives to coaches' sons, how about Drew Bobo giving some life to the offense at center?
He wasn't
Have you
terrible
guys?
today.
He wasn't terrible when he went in Alabama game. As soon as the boy went in, they started.
What's up, Adam? Look who's awake. Look who's awake.
I'm
Sorry,
sending him the link right quick.
I didn't mean
Just
to
send it you.
derail our conversation that bad. So we started on what's the best case scenario for SEC championship. Who would you rather play? Then we got talking about coaches. So where to next, Mr. Jim?
Well,
that was a fun tangent, by the by. I hope you guys are enjoying it.
Oh, I love
Star
it.
Wars Dog is like, hey, I'm just ready to call it.
No. I'm absolutely not. Absolutely not. I would say, as much as I don't want to, because there seems to be some kind of fucking hex on us for this game, but I want that second shot to put Alabama to bed.
So college statistics. So there's only been one person to beat this statistic to my knowledge. That's the current coach at the University of Alabama, but you never beat the same team twice in the same year. But he did it. He did it to Oregon. But I like our chances.
What today's whiskey was. Today's whiskey was the Chattanooga's whiskey. I've actually, as a crane operator, I actually set both stills a couple years apart. So,
are you forklift certified?
Not forklift certified.
Skipped over the forklift, went to the big guns, eh?
Yeah, I went straight to CCO crane certified. So,
I do like our odds against Alabama again, because I do believe we can limit the explosives. But the caveat to that is Georgia actually is going to have to play football in the first half. Like that. That's the caveat to it.
Well,
I think it's too.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Well, I was just going to say, speaking of explosives, when's the last time we've seen a run for more than 20 yards?
Today.
Did it happen today?
It happened today.
Did I get called back or something? Oh, no. Well,
It's Nate Frazier.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
No,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Frazier did
No,
go.
ETN had a long of 23.
That's right.
That's
Frazier had
technically
17.
explosive.
17.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Nate Frazier's got called back though. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
On
you're
Truss.
right. You're
Yeah.
right.
All right, let me rephrase that. When's the last time we've broken a run more than 50 yards? Right? Like,
Dude, it's
and I'm
so close. It's so
I know,
close.
and that's the thing. Like, I think what's happening on our offensive line. I noticed this today. Man, we were getting stalemated at the offensive line. We may not have necessarily been getting just absolutely just bull rushed or anything.
And pass pro is great.
Yeah, pass pro has been pretty good, but just the rush. Oh my gosh, the run blocking.
Yep.
Right. We're getting stalemated. Our guards are getting whipped, which means, okay, you can't chip, you can't get to the middle linebacker, you can't get to the second level and block, which means, okay, everything's collapsing in on itself. And our running backs are either forced to just hit the hole and maybe get a yard or bounce it off. And then that's when you're potentially going to get tackled for a loss. So, no, offensive line, not great today in run blocking
all season.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, tight ends have also missed a lot of good blocks.
Ben Urasek does not know how to block, and he needs to ride the bench, or put him out as a wide receiver and never ask him to block. That's how you solve that, because Oscar Delp blocks his ass off. Lawson Lucky blocks his ass off. Ben Urasek is the weak link. He's the reason we missed 2 touchdowns in Kentucky, because he missed a chip block, and then on a tunnel screen he looked like he didn't have any ankles. Like,
yeah,
on a block, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
Back to the offensive line. You got two big problems. You got Xavier Truss, who playing on the outside. What is that? That's the tackle position, right?
Tackle, yeah. I think guard's inside.
Yeah, he needs to get back at that guard position, because out there at tackle, he's playing over his toes and he's losing. He's falling on his face. Then on the other side, you got Monroe. Is it Monroe Freeling 71?
No, that's Ernest Green. Yeah,
other tackle.
Freeling is 57.
Left
no,
tackle.
it would be Ernest Green's a left tackle.
Yeah, Ernest. Yeah, it is Ernest Green. Like, bro, what are you doing? Because it ain't blocking. But not to call players out, because I just want them to get better. Where is our Joe Moore award-winning offensive line we were promised in the Georgia Ganda during the summer?
Bro, losing Tate Ratledge severely hurt that a lot.
And he was playing good ball, but even still, like, we haven't ran the ball effectively. I mean, I guess we have. I think we're averaging 4.7
outside the tackles. We've ran a whole lot better going up the gut. It's 2 yards, and I want to say this, or
I
ask
agree with
this.
that, Adam.
Am I the only one that has noticed the twinkle toes dancing before you hit a hole?
Oh, Branson.
And I
tap dancing in the backfield.
ETN does this shit too.
Well,
and what's the little pitter patter?
What's their stats?
You're just sitting there like this.
Oh, sure.
You don't actually go anywhere.
Oh, sure. No, I agree.
But I think that's more on the line. And
they're not opening up holes, or we're not running the right scheme, because we're not running an inside zone scheme. We're still a counter based run scheme, if I'm not mistaken. Pin and pull.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of that. Mostly, I would say.
Something's got to give on the out, because it's the outside guys. Because old Jared Wilson and Bobo in the center are playing really well. What's his name? White boy.
Fairchild.
Yeah, Dylan Fairchild's playing his ass off. Before Tate was hurt, they were playing their ass off. But those other 2 dudes, it was up in the air if they were going to get it. And with that being said, this is how I know ETN is that elite running back, is even with all of those missed run schemes and none of those holes opening up, and they're being this close to opening up for that 70, 60-yard explosive run. They're this close. He's still making 2 and 3 people miss and still averaging almost 5 yards a carry.
Yeah,
ETN. That is elite.
He is the real deal. I don't think he's been able to showcase it enough, just because, I mean,
we're not giving him holes.
We're just really not. But
I gotta push back. What makes you say he's the real deal?
When you make 2 and 3 people miss in the backfield every run, and
Yeah.
still average. Okay, we're not going to say every run. That's not fair. But when you still average almost 5 yards a carry, making 2 people miss in the backfield, that is elite. Because you watch Branson. Branson don't make it unless there's a hole.
And
I think Branson gets a little bit of leeway.
Well, yeah, he's coming back from an injury.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of like Chubb when he first come back a little bit.
I
like,
argue Chubb was a better runner when he came back.
I
A lighter.
completely agree with you there, but I
lighter.
think you still see the same sort of hesitation.
Adam, that is 100% correct. He is. I want to see Nate Frazier get some more run as well, but ETN he's carrying, and he's a transfer, and he's got more of that. Look how we're coming back full circle. He's the only player I see with that savage ethos on the offense.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know how many guys this mentality have that just like dog-like mentality.
Yep.
I thought about this today. We're missing, you know who we're really missing on defense? We're missing Kamari Laster. We're missing Javon Bullard and Tyke Smith. Those 3 guys, they played with so much freaking fire, and they were hungry. They played with heart. You're right. But they were hungry. They were hungry to get theirs. They were hungry to get to the league. They were hungry to win championships. And I'm not saying our defense guys don't necessarily have that, but you don't see that as much now.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing with offense. Who is that guy? With, a couple of years ago was Stetson freaking Bennett. You see what he did.
Right.
Who does this remind you of?
Diego, what were you saying?
I argue that the what you're talking about, that lack of hunger, that lack of desire, that lack of whatever it is, the nonchalantness, if you will, is a byproduct of the system we're in. So you got guys like Javon Bullard, you got guys like Tyke Smith, you got Kamari. Dudes started playing as what, freshmen, sophomores. One was Kamari was a transfer, right? And then they became the leaders at a young age, correct? Except for Kamari, he had to battle the injury. Well, now these dudes have been playing. They've been playing. They have the experience. But they've never had the leadership role, ever.
Yep.
We just got a bunch of quiet types.
Well, they've never been put in this position. So the adversity, I would argue, even though the trends are set and we kind of think we already know what the team is, over the next 3 weeks, we're going to learn more about the team and who's actually going to be the vocal, who's going to be the alpha, if you will. I'm telling you what, KJ Bolden, that smart ass mouth he's got, that's that shit we need.
Yeah,
getting him run young like this too, and because how many people are leaving next year? Who are we losing? Most of them.
Defensively or offensively?
Defensively.
We'll definitely lose Malachi.
Yeah,
he's gone.
Hold up, let me think.
Michael,
can you please tell me we lose Everett?
Wow.
Hey,
Dalen may hit the league. Yeah.
So here's my thing.
You think he'll go to the league?
Absolutely.
Oh God.
Yeah.
He's fat. He's always in the right position. Now, granted, when DeAndre Baker played that position, or when Kamari played that position, there were less completions. However, pause for effect. But he does run in phase with wide receivers and doesn't let shit get past him very often.
That is true. And honestly, we got to realize about Dalen. I mean, he will face the best receiver every week. He will face the best. And I mean, same thing we were talking about with Keeley. And I know Keeley hasn't really panned out yet in the NFL, but he stayed in position most of the time. And I think the one time Keeley got picked on was the Peach Bowl. Well, of course you're going to get picked on when you're doing a scramble drill for 7 seconds. And yeah, I don't think anybody on planet Earth could cover Marvin Harrison Jr. for more than 7 seconds, So Dalen may not be as elite as those guys we've talked about in the past, but I still think he'll make.
He's probably got a 4th round evaluation right now.
My only thing with him is whenever, regardless, because I don't make a mental note on where he is pre-snap, but when they drop back for a shot downfield, I know who's in coverage and I know he's 3 steps behind. Because it's every time. It's every time a big chunk play, and sometimes it doesn't happen because the receivers dropped the ball or the pass was bad. But
I will say when people do target him, but he usually
why do they
seems to-
target him?
It's not because he's bad.
Not on the man. He gets beat.
I can't agree. I can't agree with that. I do
It's
know.
beat.
I do know he keeps things in front of him. And playing as a corner, he
Even
plays
then,
with safety. How much cover one do we play? Not
even
not a
then,
whole bunch, right?
when his guy catches the ball, sometimes somebody
Oh,
else
he's-
tackles him.
He's
doesn't
terrible at pass
tackle.
breakups. I think he's got a PBU rate of like 9% or something. But he will.
He had one good coverage today that I saw.
Mhm.
Like fantastic. He was in great position, broke the pass up. That was great. But
I think if you want to
I
give
think-
anyone on the defense shit, it
and
needs to
I'm
be
not,
that
I'm not
interior
here to
defensive
just
line.
shit on someone and to shit on the kid or anything like that, or the young man. But I'm trying to call it like I see it. And
Absolutely.
when I'm sitting here watching the game and I see a big pass go on,
People
and
do be throwing at Everett. They do be throwing at him.
and he gives them up.
Besides the Alabama game, how many points, how many touchdowns have we given up this season? One?
Yeah. I'll say this about Dalen. Yeah, he may not be the best in coverage. I think you can make that argument. Where he is really good and where people don't give him enough credit. Well, I say this. I don't know if he played elite in this category today, but his open field tackling, it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
I
Not
mean,
today, but
solid.
Usually,
well, probably not today, but the Kentucky game, dude, he put on a master class of how to tackle in open field.
I
But
agree with that.
and as long as we're talking about secondary, man, it's getting a little concerning seeing the angles we're taking, the safeties.
Dude,
I
thought these guys were fast.
Well, I mean, I think they're
And they
fast.
are. But they might.
Are they?
They might have
I don't know.
hesitated.
Are they?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh man, I just haven't been super impressed by the angles. I don't know enough. I don't know enough about the game.
Sure.
I mean, I do, but I don't. You know, I
Right.
don't know. I can't really call it and say, "Hey, this is
You
exactly
don't
the
have the
problem." but-
coach's
Well,
mind. to
Adam
diagnose.
Thornton's got a great or valid point. You know, the D has to stop living off the success of the past few years, and that's exactly what we're talking about right now. Is these corners, these DBs, these safeties are taking terrible angles because for the past 4 years, the defense has been top 3 in every category. Now we're sussy. I mean, even though we're not giving up touchdowns, I mean, it's crazy that Alabama, we gave up, what was that? 6 touchdowns. So we've given up 7 touchdowns all season through 5 games. I mean, what's that math? 49 points, touchdowns. All like that's still pretty good numbers, but that tenacity, that veracity, it's not there. And that's
That
leading
hunger.
it's leading to the missed tackles. It's leading to the, dare I say, the complacency. I don't think that's the right term, but I don't have a better one.
And I'll say another thing with our corners and our edge guys. They cannot get off blocks on run plays. They get locked in, sucked in, manipulated on every run play to the outside. They cannot contain.
Yeah,
I watched
Chaz-
today. I
Chaz
watched
Chambliss.
today a man get drove back 20 fucking yards, stuck in a block, and he could not shake it.
So Chaz Chambliss, I have a love-hate relationship for this man. He's a great outside linebacker.
Disruptor to the pass game for sure.
Yep. But he is too slow for this defense.
And that's the trade-off. I mean, the thing is, we got so spoiled with Nolan Smith because
Oh my God.
Nolan, the thing about him was you could
Trayvon
rush.
Walker.
Well, yeah, Trayvon too.
Dude,
But the
Adam
thing
Anderson?
about Nolan, yeah, Adam.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, list him. But like the thing is with Nolan, you know, he did keep contain and he made plays. I think Chaz Chambliss does a pretty good job
He makes
in
plays.
containing.
He
Well,
sets a good edge too.
He sets a good edge, but
but
he
he can
doesn't
get-
make all the plays that Nolan once
Right.
did. You know what I mean?
That's right.
And so I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a trade-off with Chaz. You know,
I know there's no video evidence or picture proof of this, but I called this in the Clemson game that our defensive line is sus. It truly is because of it's mainly the interior I fear for because there's absolutely zero disruption unless it comes from a run stunt or a stunt from a linebacker added in. Like McLeod's showing good proof. We're really missing Jordan Hall, but our interior defensive line, how much we took advantage or took for granted Jalen Carter, excuse me, and Jordan Davis and those types.
Yeah.
Like, wow, we're missing that right now. That's what's causing the how many sacks have we missed?
Oh, a ton. Seems
Far,
like feels
far,
like
far more than sacks on the ground. I mean,
yeah.
and it's oh goodness. I think that's where the
oh shit, I didn't notice. Adam Thornton.
Adam Thornton. What's up, Adam?
Oh, I'm not gonna get a boom. Is it too late at night?
But I don't want to wake up the kids.
Yeah, I figured.
I'm right beside her here. But can y'all hear me? I'm on my phone. I've never done a StreamYard before, so this is exciting.
They sound great.
You've done tons of these.
Working good.
Yes. Peaches and cream, love it, man. Nice meeting. Been enjoying listening to you.
Hey, man, I appreciate that.
This dude's loaded with
it's my first time.
Love it. Well, you're doing a great job, man.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job.
I also made y'all both mods on the channel too. So
grassy asses.
Peaches and cream. Do you have your own channel or?
I do, but I don't do anything with it. So,
well, I mean, if you were to, you feel free to drop it in the
absolutely
chat there.
Absolutely.
But,
I do want to do this. I enjoy talking about football, even though I don't know shit about fuck. So
I would love to make you a regular if you were up for it Saturday nights.
Count me in.
There you go. Love that.
And these boys, it depends on the game and the schedule, but always enjoy having y'all on for sure.
Oh yeah, man.
What's good?
I love good banter.
Coming in at 1:45 a.m.
So before we derail too
I'd
much,
stay up till like 5 or so.
We should set up a Discord channel because that is a far easier way
Got one
to
that's in the
communicate.
description of this video.
Yeah, I'll definitely hit that. Anyway, back to Adam. What you got, man? I like what you're talking about the defense. We don't have that hunger. We don't have that savage ethos. Again, broken record.
Yeah, I think,
what's it from?
And I've got to listen to y'all, a good little bit, but I don't know what y'all have touched on and everything. And if I'm, talking about stuff I've already talked about,
Hey, let it out, baby. Let it out.
But I don't know, man. I still, you still think this defense still is, I think, a good defense, but it's not what we're used to in Athens, man. I think
on the good team.
I think the defensive line for the second year is not to the elite level that we've grown accustomed to in 21 and 22, and even before, like 19.
Spoiled by, not accustomed to, spoiled by.
Spoiled by. There you go. And it's just stuff. I know they've been banged up in some senses, but still, I just think that you're seeing how these teams are able. We're not used to. They're just bursting through the first level, getting into the second level, and what I'm noticing, man, is the tackling is just not to the standard of a Kirby Smart, Glenn Schumann defense. And one of them things, man, that just feel like, we got to clean that up. But it's like, even when you're tackling, the running backs or ball carriers are still lunging forward and getting a yard or two. You're not just, back in the day when the Kobe Deans just stick them, man, and send a message. But I don't know, I think it's stuff, though, that this defense still special. I'll tell you a guy who I thought flew around the field today on the edge, Damon Wilson. I don't know if y'all talked about Damon Wilson.
Hadn't got there
I have
yet.
somebody else in mind.
Hadn't got there yet. I love me some Damon Wilson. Hey, honorable mention before you keep going. KJ Bolden is putting his body on the line.
Yep.
CJ Allen got some good work in today.
Anyway.
And Clark and I have talked about it. Dan Jackson, man, playing good ball.
Dude's going to the league.
I love
going to the league.
I was wanting to pivot to Dan and go to more happy vibes about this defense and somebody who brings that juice, somebody who brings that energy, that lays that boom down with multiple O's, like this man absolutely is he in position all the time as a safety?
Yes.
He is every
time.
He's such a smart player.
His closing to the ball, his angles that he takes, and the veracity that he hits somebody with is just inspiring. fucking love it.
You got to remember, he's a lunch pail guy. You know, that's how they talk about white. That's how they talk about white dudes.
He's a lunch pail guy.
He's a lunch pail
That's
guy.
these guys right here.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, Adam. Sorry.
Guy that you want to see your daughter marry one day, right? I mean, all this, you know, lunch pail guy, you know, hard hat type of guy. You know, it's everything. You know, a coach.
He wears blue jeans.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
You got a thermos full of coffee.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's got the old Stanley thermos.
I love it. Go ahead, please, Kareem.
No, but Dan's going to play in the league. He is in position all the times. He attacks the ball. I bet you this man with full pads is running 19.5 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Guarantee it. And, you know, I hate to keep talking about this Alabama game because I heard enough of it on television today, a week later. But if he was playing that last touchdown, that miraculous touchdown Ryan Williams got, I believe Dan Jackson would have broke it up. I'm just saying. Not that Malachi Starks isn't an All-American, but I believe we watched Malachi Starks play his worst game last week.
But also, let's acknowledge how much of a freak that 17-year-old is.
Oh, did you know he was 17?
He's 17.
17?
That's
it?
Dude,
how absolutely freakish he is, man.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead and fill the air while I find this.
So back to what you're talking about on the defense, that tenacity, it's not there. But as I don't know if you heard me talking about this, but I believe it's because of our system. The guys that are playing now have never been in leadership roles. So small unit leadership, if you will. I'm a paramilitary organization. I'm sure football and military kind of aligns somewhat in a way. These dudes have never been in leadership positions.
Right.
So now they're trying to figure it the fuck out.
Yeah.
I believe that's what's going on, along with the expectations of last year's and the year before's teams.
It's a prime example. So you bring up military and leadership, and I was in the Marines myself. So
yut.
Yes,
shrimp
sir.
and fries.
Yes, sir.
Korean porn. Let's go.
But time and service does not equal leader.
Absolutely. Where
and
were
you
you at?
find that in work environments, you find that in the military, you find that on the football field.
Hard
where
stop.
just
stop.
because you're there for a certain amount of time, you're either a leader or you're not. You don't become a leader because it's bestowed upon you.
Yeah, time does
You
not
are
make
a leader.
time is not a thing. Time is not a prerequisite for leadership.
Mindset.
Yes. Where were you stationed? I'm sorry, Adam. Jim?
I spent 2 years in Okinawa, Japan.
Bless your heart.
And then I deployed to Afghanistan.
What year?
2012.
Oh, really?
2012.
Were you at Leatherneck?
Yes.
What unit? Not to get too much into OPSEC here.
I was with the retrograde unit R4OG.
Okay.
It actually took from a bunch of units.
Right. Yeah.
Obama pullout kind of thing.
So I was there in 2010, 2011. I was in Sangan, and I went back in 12 to 13. I was in a small town called Lashkargah. Anyway, back to football.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Hey, no, it's fun. I saw his stream. I think it was either last week or 2 weeks ago. I was like trying to refresh my fucking YouTube on my phone because, I have nothing better to do at night. And I was like, dude, Star Wars. And then I started listening. I was like, damn, I kind of like this guy. Kind of feel like I have something resonating. Anyway.
There you go.
Adam, back to the defense. What were you saying?
I was just talking about, man, that I think, the tackling obviously hadn't been where we want it to be, but I still think this group, man, and y'all might have already talked about it. This afternoon and tonight taught us something that I think this new era of college football with the transfer portal, with NIL, teams don't have depth anymore, including Georgia. And I think that's something we're going to have to get accustomed to now as fans, knowing that you're just not going to just add depth, and there's parity all across this league now. And that without the depth, I think you're going to see sloppier play from just all across the landscape of college football. And the new norm of what Georgia football and the rest of college football is going to be is what we're experiencing now. And you might not see teams loaded up like those Alabama teams of the past, in the 2015.
The dynasties, they're gone.
The dynasties. You're not going to have these guys who waited their time to be juniors, and then they came into leadership positions after, the first round draft pick left in the position for them, and then they were first round draft picks. They're not going to wait anymore for that. So it's just fair we're going to have to be accustomed to now.
It's like Bear Alexander. He's a perfect example. If Bear sticks around and Kirby molds him like he wants him,
yes,
he's a first round draft pick, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But no, he's not getting enough reps. He wants the money. Go. And now look where he's at. That's the danger of this. And we all know this.
Even though there's a
proven they got upset by Minnesota today.
Even though there's a proven track record that less reps does not mean anything.
No,
not
at Georgia. Not at Georgia.
Quay Walker had 132 snaps one season, and he went number 14.
Yeah,
what?
I just seen a highlight reel of him the other day in the NFL.
But like you're talking NIL transfer portal, I argue that's what has caused today. I don't know if you watched the chaos that has ensued amongst the top 10, quote unquote, but that's strictly due to NIL and transfer portal.
Yeah,
and
I'll say, and it might be red and black glasses, but I think the adaptability, if that's the way you say it, of Kirby Smart in this era, from going pre to in balls deep within it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he's done the best about it with keeping the culture of the locker room sound where it needs to be. Now, my buddy Tyler questions the culture because he doesn't see that fire and that tenacity that we were talking about that we feel like we're lacking, especially on offense. But we also see it on defense. Well, don't see it on defense, right?
Right.
I don't know, man. I still think Kirby is probably one of the outlier coaches that has handled this to the top tier. It flushed Saban out, and I totally understand why it did.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the full reason why Saban retired, but
had a lot to do with it.
Listening to his interviews about the matters and stuff, and players, the family's no longer asking what can you do for my son. They're asking dollars. They're asking money. How much can you get my son? It's like, why are we doing this?
Well, I argue it's not only the parents, not only the kids, 18-year-olds who've never had money or whatever, it's also agents. That is a real concern of mine is agents.
Yeah.
You start getting organizations like the NFLPA.
You get that little chirp on your ear.
You get something like that in college football. This is we're turning into NFL junior, and it's not going to be good.
100%, and that's the thing now is you're going to have to realize if this was in 2011, so we're 2011 now with NIL and transfer portal, what we're seeing, Alabama's dynasty from 2009 to 2020, or however you want to classify it, wouldn't happen. It wouldn't have happened. On the flip side, if we're where Georgia is today and has been the past few years, and all this stuff didn't happen, Georgia would be the next Alabama because of
process.
What played to Kirby's strengths was during that era recruiting, and now the only thing that could stop that is what we're seeing now. And what we're seeing now too is we're going to have a shift as fans that you can go 10-2, but as long as you peak and get hot at the right time and sneak in the playoff as a whatever seed, then you're going to win the national championship. It is all about peaking at the right time, but you're not going to have the depth that you used to would have, but you're going to have a longer 16, 17 game season. And I don't know.
You also don't lose to a Vanderbilt team.
Yeah.
Too soon. Hot take here. SEC championship is irrelevant.
Yeah.
Winning it rather. Losing that game is the best thing that can happen to Georgia this season.
It would be, I still love the SEC championship, the old school tradition.
Absolutely.
100%.
But you are 100% right as far as playoff seeding, making the playoff.
Get a home playoff game? Are you kidding me? Against Boise State?
You get
a little tune-up game?
You can miss the SEC championship, be the number 5 seed, play a group of 5 champion like UNLV
at home,
and then you're playing the 4 seed, which could be the Big 12 champion BYU in like the Cotton Bowl or something. I mean, it's a beautiful path there to be the 5 seed and not win the SEC and get a first round bye. I mean, obviously you want to win, but you're exactly
question
right.
scenario here, and pretty soon I'm going to set up like a bracket and everybody's bracket and peaches and cream. You'll meet Caleb eventually. These fellas did, but what if we lose our 2 losses this year are both to Alabama?
I don't care.
Do we get in?
Yes.
Does that disqualify us?
No.
What does that look like?
Because that looks like Alabama plays us in the SEC championship game. We shit the bed because we don't play well at Mercedes-Benz.
And let me preface right
and
quick.
we get the 5 or
the
the
Alabama
6.
fan that's going to jump in the comments like you have. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just posing the question.
Right.
If we were to lose to the same team twice, how does that look for us?
Again, I can't state this any simpler. We shit the bed in Mercedes-Benz. We go into that game ranked in the top 4. We lose. We get the 5 or the 6 seed. It's as simple as that.
With 2 losses?
Yes, yeah. with 2 losses with this schedule, the strength of schedule.
There's so much love for the SEC.
I don't think we'd be a 5 or 6 seed, but yeah, I agree. I mean, if you lose to Alabama again, which if that happens, geez Louise,
just burn the boats. Burn the boats.
Please,
yeah.
No.
But no, I think if you drop a second one, it's going to be interesting. Will they punish Georgia or any team for that matter who loses in their conference championship? Are they going to drop them all the way down to a 12 seed or it's?
I see that for the ACC or the Big Ten. The SEC, not the SEC. There's so much. Well, maybe
does it
not
matter
after this
more
weekend.
what happens outside of us?
Kind of. So it's going to depend on a couple of key games, in my opinion. It's going to depend on next weekend, Ohio State at Oregon. That's going to have a lot to do.
The winner of that game will be ranked number 1.
Sure, whatever.
Right now,
rankings are irrelevant. They're irrelevant, sort of. It's going to depend on that game. Cal is doing everything in their power right now to lose.
God, is that game still going on?
Yeah, it's fourth quarter, 4 minutes left, 38-25. Cal's up, and Cam Ward is on the 30.
Touchdown.
Yep.
Touchdown. Sorry, I'm a little ahead of you.
Yep.
Anyway, so it's 32-38.
So the ACC, if Miami's legit, or if Miami and Clemson are legit, okay, so there's, what is that, 4 teams right there? So now you got 8 other teams. Who from the Big 12? You think 2 teams from the Big 12 are getting in?
I think just one.
It's
whoever's the champion.
You know, I thought Utah was going to run away with that conference, but now it looks like BYU.
So that's what I'm saying. The SEC is going to get at least 5 teams in. So the loser of the SEC championship is going to have either the 5 or the 6 seed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
I mean, it's so wide open right now.
Because the loser of the Big 10 is going to have the 5 or the 6 seed as well.
Yeah.
And then don't forget your group of 5.
Group of 5. Yeah, we know about Brigham Young and Boise State. Okay, that's fine. Hey, it might be Army or Navy. Look at them, 5-0.
I would love a service academy in there.
They're both 5-0 right now, and Navy is playing actual offense, pro style offense.
Think all 3 are. Are they not?
Air Forces.
No.
I have a quick question, and this is for you, Star Wars. Okay, is there? This might be a really ignorant question. It is 2:00, mind you. Why do the Marines not have a football team? I'm just curious. Like, is there a reason?
Because we're a department of the Navy, and our officers also go to the Naval Academy.
Yes. I see. Okay, that makes sense.
For that, well, we have our own officer candidate course, but they don't have a football team. So for the Marines that play on the Navy team, we're the men's department of the Navy. So you know, they have to play on that team, but you'll actually see that they'll have a
patch.
They'll have the Eagle Globe and Anchor
moto tat somewhere
on their collar instead of just the
fun history lesson. There's this bar back in the day, you know, Revolutionary War periods, you know, back when taxation was like a war offense. Yeah. Ton Tavern, you know, a bunch of drunks who were in the Navy decided we needed an ambushing force from the water. Thus, the Marine Corps was born. It's never changed.
Wow.
So, yeah. So the Marines are technically a part of the Department of the Navy.
Awesome.
Yeah. You just never know what you're going to learn at 2:02.
Dude.
That's
on
true.
October 6th. Yeah.
And just think about the lack of mental filter right now where you can just let it fly.
That's right.
You know?
Oh, man.
Just let it go.
Just let it go. But back to the playoff picture, I don't see how they punish the SEC championship, how they punish Georgia for losing twice to Alabama. If Alabama makes it.
Yeah.
Again, I didn't get to this point earlier when I was talking all my shit. I don't believe the Bamaganda, okay? Bama's a great team. I don't want to take anything away from them. The 17-year-old is sensational. But they're not a top 5. I think they're like a top 10. I think Tennessee's better than Alabama, but I also don't think Tennessee's a top 5 team. If I had to rank again, I'm kind of with the nice hat, bro. Nice cover. The power ratings, any sequential order, you can put them in any order you want. You got Ohio State, you got your Georgias, you got Tennessee, you got let's see, who else is a powerhouse right now? Are we claiming Miami? You know what I mean?
think until proven otherwise.
Have to.
Yeah.
I mean, throw Alabama in there, throw Oregon in there. So I mean, after those teams, like how can you punish someone for losing?
How far does Alabama drop?
That's what I was asking.
11.
6?
I said 11 too. I think 11 is fair.
Unranked.
Out of the top 10.
Because they've given no love to Vanderbilt.
But they beat us.
When you look at Vanderbilt,
but they beat us.
Top 10 automatically. I mean, you can't stay in the top 10 after
But that was a top 5 matchup. How far did
and it was a one touchdown score.
Yeah, it was a close game. Yeah. On the road. Yeah, so when Kentucky when Kentucky beat Ole Miss, how far
in 7? I think they dropped to 7.
When Kentucky beat Ole Miss,
Tennessee
how far did
dropping
Ole Miss
too?
drop? Right? When Vanderbilt beat ranked Virginia Tech, why didn't Vanderbilt get into the rankings?
Well, I think Vandy should be 25.
Right. This is my point. This is
Yes.
This is my
Rank
point.
Vandy
Rank them.
now.
They've not shown any
Anchor up.
any love to Vanderbilt. So I think Bama drops to 11.
Interesting.
But
I'm going to lock in 7. I'm going to go with 7.
But here's a follow-up to that before I'm talking all the way out of my ass.
Because I think they love
We got
Alabama.
what, 5 or 6 of the top 10 teams are about to lose today?
Yeah. That is insane.
Yeah.
But that's what makes this sport so great.
Oh,
Yeah,
honestly.
Tennessee's going to drop. Where do we land?
I don't think we should
3?
move. I think
3.
3. Yes. Golly, that is
Here's what they're going to do. They'll put
Texas back
Texas
at
1,
or
Ohio State 2.
Georgia 3.
They might put Oregon 3. They might put Oregon 3.
Yeah. I think we stay right where
Juice
we're
up
at.
that matchup more.
In fact, I hope they drop Georgia to like 17. Just go ahead and get all the weight off the shoulders.
Yeah, you're just talking crazy.
Just go ahead, just do it.
Just do it. Let's
So
light a
fun
fire.
here is you don't know what's going to happen because
That's
I sure don't know what's going to happen. I cannot tell you who I think the SEC championship game is going to be. Like, I mean, I can say it, but I mean, this is, you could usually tell I was probably going to be Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Georgia,
Texas.
Knee-jerk. Who do you think?
But now this year, with it being 16 teams, the top 2, all the tiebreakers, and then Tennessee's lost, Alabama's lost, Georgia's lost,
LSU's lost.
So who's
Wait a second. Okay, sorry.
So
watch Texas get beat by Oklahoma and Dallas next weekend.
that was actually where I was about to go with this.
Yeah,
bro.
But
More chaos, please.
So I don't know if you were here for this question I posed earlier, but what's more beneficial to the University of Georgia in a potential SEC championship game, playing Tennessee or playing Alabama? Or who should win that game in 2 weeks? Should Tennessee beat Alabama or should Alabama beat Tennessee?
Is it down to one of 4 people? Georgia, Alabama, Texas, Tennessee, right?
Hands
we
down.
agree that
Yeah, it's
that
those
it's
four.
most likely one of those four.
Wait a minute.
Don't sleep on Vandy.
No, you could throw in. Listen to this. You could throw in A&M, and I know that's
Dude,
ridiculous.
But you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
3-0 in conference.
Notre Dame's
you're
weird
right.
loss to NIU is just even more and more unexplainable because they
do they have
handled
left?
Louisville.
Let's look
Dude,
at
they have
A&M's schedule real
they have a cupcake. I don't think they play anybody.
Well, they
might-
beat one of the
A&M.
best teams in the SEC. Right?
Look up
today.
their schedule, who they got left in the conference.
Yeah, I'm pulling them up now.
Honestly, Mizzou had a great shot at the SEC
Yeah.
championship this year, but
I still think Mizzou comes into Tuscaloosa and beats Bama.
They
myself.
have
Might do it.
Mississippi State, LSU, South Carolina, New Mexico State, Auburn, Texas. So they still have Texas, but at the end of the year,
I'm
And
serious.
that would be a one SEC loss.
They
Bro,
play,
watch South Carolina get them in Willie B.
It is a night game, allegedly.
They did
It
it.
should be. If
Well,
it
but-
fucking should be.
Before we try to narrow down all the other teams, so there's five potentials. What is Georgia? What do we have to do to make sure we get there, or do we even want to get there?
Keep chopping wood.
You have one more loss. You could lose one more, and I think now after today you could get there. You'll definitely make the playoffs.
To the SEC championship or the
No, to the SEC.
playoff?
What do you got to do? What does Georgia got to do to get to the SEC championship game? And do we actually want to go there?
You have to. You want to go there no matter what. Even
Yeah,
though
get that
you're
bye.
right about the benefit. You're right about the benefit of missing it 100%. That makes 100% sense. But just the competitor in you, the fan, an SEC championship still means something.
Oh, for now,
I feel that 100%.
You want to win it. You want to win it. But
I agree.
as far as I think what Georgia has to do, they have to win in Austin to get an SEC championship, and you have to. And then I think you need to really
Beat
beat
Tennessee.
Texas to have a tiebreaker over Texas, and then you got to beat split between Tennessee and Ole Miss. Obviously, if you go 10-2, it's a great year. If you go 11-1, it's an elite
Absolutely.
year. So I don't know, but today changed my whole mindset of it. There's going to be, they could potentially be a 2-loss SEC team in the SEC championship. I think
Sure.
So,
We're Pac-12ing ourselves.
so here's why I think Texas is probably the most likely that we meet.
Schedule.
Yes, because even if we beat them, say they handle Oklahoma next weekend, and then we get the win in their stadium, then they have Vandy. Which, hang on a second, let me take a pause because
Don't
that's
sleep
not
on
guaranteed
Vandy.
anymore. Florida is a guarantee.
Real
Arkansas
quick
also is
before you
not a
go,
guarantee.
I know you guys watch SEC shorts. That shit's gonna be lit on Monday.
Oh,
Anyway,
it's gonna be so fucking funny.
Oh, wait a minute. Y'all need no wait, hold up. There's even a better one. MRGO he's on Instagram. God, what is that guy's name? He's
Matt
like
Marshall?
the coach. Maybe it's Brendan Clinton. He does these like film reviews and he
Oh, the
poses
coach.
as coach.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
on TikTok.
Coach-
Yeah.
Coach,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've got
He's
it in my
good.
Discord. Hang on.
Anyway, back to schedule.
Sorry.
Don't derail too much. So Texas has got a pretty easy road, right? They got Oklahoma and Georgia. They're two potential losses.
Yeah. And then the rest. Well, Vanderbilt now.
Well, yeah.
They got to go to Nashville, baby.
At Vandy versus Florida, at Arkansas, Kentucky. Kentucky's not out either. And then you got to go on the road to A&M. And that game right there,
How much
that's going to be
that
fun to watch.
changes? Because at Arkansas now, after this Tennessee win, if they don't shoot themselves, they could make. Because, like I had said earlier,
Targeting call.
Arkansas, Georgia, and Kentucky play hard-nosed defense, run the ball kind of football, and I don't know how that stacks against Texas.
Well, we don't know. All we know about Texas is that Quinn Ewers is still going to win the Heisman, and Arch Manning is God's gift to Earth. We've watched them play Mississippi State.
Yep.
A one-dimensional Michigan team on the road.
Yep.
And Helen Keller School for the Deaf and Blind twice.
Let's just relive this pain.
So I mean,
Oh man.
I got 2 young bucks.
Hey guys, I don't know what it is, right? I mean, it seems we can beat eggs, we can beat traffic. All right, hey, one of us even allegedly beat their girlfriend. All right, we just can't beat Bama. All right, they got the ball, 4th and 1. All right, it's 21-0. The tip is in. Take a look at Peters at safety.
Tip is in.
Oh my God, it's Jalen Milroe. I'm scared. I got to tackle him one-on-one. He's bigger than me, stronger than me, faster than me. He doesn't use Beijing on his shape up. I piss down my leg, and he beats me to the corner like an ambitious drug dealer. All right, now take a look at the rest of y'all. I thought y'all was 4-4, 4-3 guys. I guess Georgia players only fast in scat packs. All right, on the field, y'all slower than Chick-fil-A on Sunday. Touchdown. 28-0. They growling in our ear at this point. All right, it's 3 minutes left in the half. Right, 1st and 10. All right, and Connor, what are you seeing out there, son? All right, they trying to tell me you was a 1st-round pick. Maybe in the lingerie football league. Everything you threw on Saturday was ass. Just look at you. Throw a pork tenderloin right to the defense. You need to stop spending all your VC on tattoos and upgrade your throwing. All right, we finally show some self-respect, right? Take the lead. All right, then that very next drive, take a look at Davis. Oh, my God. I got to guard Ryan Williams. He's younger than Dryas. And look at the impact he's having. He rises up like a rebellion and brings it in like a hug. Then he inspires me and my teammate to do the same. I wish we didn't have to play football. I wish we could just collect NIL money and street race. Touchdown. All right, now it's 43 seconds left in the game, right? We throw Jacobs a jump ball, and he don't even compete. Right? He just lets the young man have it, like Dre.
That's
ball
pain.
game.
That
All right,
hurts
hey,
my
guys,
heart.
right? I like the fact that we
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I love
that's
that guy.
who you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
I love him. With the Michigan one a couple of years ago, you let this man put 2 hands on your chest and throw you for a first down.
I can't honestly. He's going to get Alabama this time, 100%. Well, shoot, he may even get Tennessee. He may double up. He needs to double up. Those are the funniest, man. I even laughed at it last week. And I want to say something. It is a little bit easier watching that now. And yeah, it still stings a little bit.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, man, we get Alabama again on a neutral site. We're beating them.
I think
I
we
don't
ought to
have any
save
doubt.
this Alabama conversation for like a special occasion because it does hurt. It does sting. And I don't know why. And it shouldn't.
Yeah.
But it does.
But it's not as bad, I don't think,
It's not
because
right now.
yeah. I don't know.
You got to remember in that second half, our team was just giving it.
Push it out. Everything you got. Everything you got. Everything you got.
Wait. Y'all got to watch this game. Y'all got to watch this game.
Update.
All right, it's 38-32. Cam Moore just threw a bomb.
70-yard. Was it 70? Cal is doing everything they can to lose this game.
This football game.
A minute 28. Surrender Cobras everywhere. People are mind blown.
Oh, God.
And just like that.
There we go.
Look at that. I wonder if this will take me down.
I was about to say, you're about to get flagged.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Or just mute it.
If we keep talking over it.
Yeah, you got to mute it. We can talk over it. Yeah. There we go.
Make it a little smaller.
So does this make Miami a legit contender at this point for beating Cal on the road?
In an ACC game, mind you.
The ACC is a 2-team league right now, and it's sickening that
rigged.
That there's leagues out there like the ACC and the Big 12 that you win it and you get an automatic bye in the playoff.
I argue or I counter 2-team with 3-team. I don't think anyone should sleep on Louisville.
Yeah, they got beat today.
Yeah.
They did?
Yep, by SMU.
Adam, tell us about Jeff Brom.
I did not watch that.
And the potential to go to Florida. We talked about this. Just touch on it.
Jeff Brom?
Yep. Louisville head coach.
I'd be a good hire. I mean, Jeff Brom, he's a great play caller, great offensive mind. You
Is he a
know,
lunch pail kind of
he's a
guy?
lunch pail coach. Yeah, he is. He's a blue collar coach. You know, he's the kind of coach that you want your son to play for, right? High character guy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
High character guy, and no, but great offensive mind. I have a lot of respect for Jeff Brom. You know, but
Have you met the guy?
Mama has called him home, and he's home, as Ozzy Osbourne would say. Mama coming home, and he's home. So why would he leave home? I don't know why he go to Florida. That's right, money. But Florida's a poverty school right now. They don't have a president. They want to fire their AD. Sunbelt Billy's a dead man walking. I love it. I love it. You know,
I can't disagree with anything you're saying.
You inject it in that vein right there.
Would you say that it's no good?
What's that?
Would you say that it's no good?
No good.
I'll tell you what. I'll ask Antonio.
What do you think, Antonio?
Good. Oh.
I thought we were about to go with the Scott Howard. It's no. That is the dumbest call in the history of color commentary.
I almost don't want to say this on stream, but you know, AI has a lot of capabilities now.
Sure.
I almost want to take like that call and like other major Georgia calls within the last couple of years and try to AI Larry Munson's voice onto it for the call, like for that missed kick at midnight.
Oh, good.
And have him talk about breaking the countertop or something, you know, or slamming through his steel chair, you know, like.
Oh yeah, man. My battery on the phone is just declining rapidly.
Oh no,
yeah. It drains.
Oh no. So let's get some. I don't know if I don't want to call it final thoughts. Because I kind of want to hang out and chat while this game's ending. But who are the contenders?
I've got this here.
Okay.
We like to do a segment here. Did College Game Day get it right?
No.
Yeah, I disagree as well.
I mean, it is a good game, and College Game Day watching it today
by going to like the game of the week. Did they get it right?
No. That Arkansas Tennessee game was the play.
Yeah, SEC Nation had it.
Yeah.
I mean, the atmosphere watching it today was legit. The kid making the field goal.
Yeah.
The Cal kid showed out. Like it was actually cool. Marshawn Lynch coming up stoned. Oh my God, hilarious.
Which is also
not a big fan of Pat McAfee myself. I know that's probably a hot take.
I like him.
It's not a hot take.
I like him here.
But Nick Saban on College Game Day has been a godsend.
Look at the sweatpants.
In the Vans.
Kurt's a hater. Let's do this thing.
You know, the last person I thought that would make a field goal was California.
Right.
Well, I don't know. You need a lot of power. Good luck, Daniel. I'm not feeling it.
Oh, throw the flag.
My gosh.
He jumped one.
He threw that. They didn't even throw the flag. He was past the line of scrimmage.
Now, to preface right before the kick, because I don't want to have them go through the whole spiel. They're donating $600,000 to the hurricane relief.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And this kid gets $100,000. So here's the kick.
I'd like to think even heading. I would like to think that they would have given the extra 100,000
anyway.
Anyway, I'd like to think that. I'm sure they probably would have.
Great.
This Miami game is getting really interesting.
Yeah, they didn't even throw the flag. Dude was like a half a yard. They're reviewing it now. Good. But yeah, the actual watching it there, they got it right. Because I don't think Arkansas would have been that lit. But the game, like, sure, this is a good game, but what is it? I don't know. It's turned into a good game.
Yeah.
Look at this.
I mean, you had the only ranked on ranked matchup too in A&M.
Mm-hmm.
So you had that, and that was a huge upset. But I would say
blowout.
Yeah, blowout. You're absolutely right. But I would say, well, okay, so Arkansas Tennessee is kind of a hindsight call because it shouldn't have been a game. Well,
Sure.
we didn't think it was going to be, right?
No.
So honestly, they probably should have been at A&M, I think.
But game day is never going to go to. Well, I guess I can't say they're never going to go to.
Ranked on ranked? Why not?
Wait, hold on. Are we talking about in hindsight or?
Well, you
because
can
of
do either one.
hindsight, I mean, they should have been in Nashville. You know.
I can't
mean,
believe
could you imagine? Could you imagine college game day in Nashville? What that would look like? That's just bizarre. Like, how many people would actually show
Can
up?
somebody Google real quick when the last time, or if any, game day has been to Nashville?
Against
There's no
against Auburn, they have.
Really?
Yes, sir. In like 08.
The importance of walking
07.
encyclopedia, y'all.
It was
Yeah, he is.
one year. I'm gonna say it was during Tuberville's time at Auburn. Jay Cutler was playing for Vanderbilt then. So it had to be 06, 07, 08. Check, I think
Yeah.
back check me.
Hold up. Yeah, the arrival of ESPN's College Game Day in Nashville also adds a huge national spotlight on the city, coming in 10 days, October 7th. Bobby Johnson.
Yes, Bobby Johnson was Vanderbilt's head.
Man, that was a minute ago.
Wow.
So, do you guys feel college game day is superior to SEC Nation?
Negative.
Or vice versa?
I like Nation way better.
Really?
Yeah.
I like Nation better, but it's just the
tradition,
the tradition and the routine and the nostalgia of game day. I think Peaches and Cream said it
But
best.
it ain't the same though.
Has saved it. You know, it made it able to watch.
Touchdown. Miami. Unreal.
Sealed it.
26 seconds. Hey,
wow.
Hey, 26 seconds.
You know, the
Here's
Cows.
something game day did too. They have their little cannon that they shoot off.
Yeah.
Her reaction is hilarious to me.
For today.
Fire!
Sure.
Oh
my gosh, there's
Now-
so much more coming up at college game day.
How much of that was scripted?
It scared the shit out of her.
Yeah.
I think it actually did. But you know, the Cal students now, they paid attention to football for a day. They got their hearts ripped out of the chest. Now they're just going to go back to protesting something.
Back to politics.
Yeah.
Stay
It's some
woke.
yoga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Go be the they thems.
That's right.
What can be unburdened by what has been.
Oh God. You know, today is a day that yesterday was that tomorrow will be.
Wrong. You're fake news.
Oh man.
Oh no.
I got clips on deck, son.
Oh God.
What, do you have one for the coconut trees?
No, but the
Oh no. All right, so here's what I think. In order for Georgia to get to where we want to get to set the goals, I say we. I don't fucking play. I just watch. Yeah, dude.
Aren't you supposed to be in bed?
Yeah, dude. Georgia does in fact have to start playing football in the first half. I believe if they do that to like a 70% execution rate, I think Georgia will win it all. But any more of these not scoring touchdowns, not tackling in the first half, like if that continues like late in the season,
it's gonna be rough sledding.
Tough sled.
Yeah. I mean, you got to get better. And I mean, it's crazy that we just beat Auburn 31-13. And
It's a decisive win.
yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I
It's
expected
a good
something
feeling win.
on those and it's a good feeling always beating them. But you're exactly right. You're gonna have to play. That's the beautiful thing about it. And Clark and I were talking about this earlier. Is you're winning, and I know we slipped up in Tuscaloosa, but you're going to beat Mississippi State. They are the worst team in the SEC, and then You got a big game against Texas, and maybe you put it together then. But the good thing is you don't want to peak too early now with this extended schedule. So that's the good thing, man, is maybe we'll see this Georgia team put it together, and keep rolling and hopefully stay healthy the back half of the season and on into the playoffs where they need to, and don't flame out, because it's going to be hard to stay at a high level of play.
Hard to stay healthy too.
Stay
A lot of games.
So maybe they're going to peak at the right time, and it sets up great, and it's all about getting hot at the right time, and that's just national championship in this new format,
Yeah.
And then this is kind of where I want to, I don't know, is the lack of offensive execution, in your humble opinions, where does it lie? Does it lie on the quarterback? Does it lie on play calling? Where does it lie?
Go ahead, Star Wars. I'll let you go, and I'll give my thought on it.
I'm going to have to go with a combination of execution and quarterback energy. Not specifically the quarterback, but the juice and the vibrance that he brings to the plays. And whether or not there's something to be said on whether or not he's given the freedom to make the calls when he identifies certain defensive schemes, because I don't think that he's made adjustments correctly the majority of the time.
Sure.
I think he just kind of rolls with it, and if it's a run play, it's doomed from the start.
Yeah.
Because there's been I've watched some film breakdown quite a few times now and it seems to be a repeating trend that it appears that they're stacking 5 in the box and we only have 4 blockers and we run it up the middle anyway.
Yeah.
Like that's a bad, I don't know if that's on Bobo or if that's on Beck.
He should never run into stacked boxes. Like that's
He should audible out of that.
Right.
And you have more freedom to do
does
that.
Beck
now.
have the freedom to do it? That's what I don't know.
Yes, he does. He has to. And Bobo should be communicating with him now that you have the earpiece and the helmet. You have better communication to get out of it. I think it's a little bit of everything. I think the offensive line is not good right now. Obviously, they're banged up, but still not.
I think they're better now. I think they're gelling better now.
And I think the wide receiver room, there's not anybody who's really just great route runners in the sense of getting separation in sense. But the good thing is, I think it's all stuff that if it clicks, they could be good. I don't think it's like anything that we should be just all doom and gloom about whatsoever. I just think once they get hot, it's all fixable stuff that it could turn on like that. But I don't think that you could pinpoint it, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, to one thing. I think it's just a combination of different things. It just kind of has an awkward feel right now. But
exactly.
If it straightens out and the lights come on, boom.
You're taking words right out of my mouth. So my observation, this is, I was the casual Georgia fan last week, cussing Carson Beck, saying put his ass on the bench, even though that's a terrible, terrible idea. But I can't, oh God, interception. Carson Beck, I have this thought that Carson Beck's stats that we came to know and love, that we've seen for the past however many games it was, 17 games, all of his stats came from Ladd McConkey and Brock Bowers.
Yep.
So I'm going to tear that down a little bit. So those dudes
don't have that it factor.
Yeah, those dudes were reliable. You could throw Rosemary Jack Saint even.
Yeah.
That just one person.
Reliable
person that you can throw it. You can be kind of close, kind of off. They're going to make a play for you.
If nothing else, they'll pull a pass interference.
Right. And I'm not even saying Georgia doesn't have that, because I'll get into that once I'm done. So there's that aspect. Then you got my other take is that the offensive line on the tackles are just absolutely fucking ass. Xavier Truss needs to go. I mean, he did great things a couple years ago, but dude's playing over his toes and eats more grass than anything.
There's a reason why he's not in the NFL right now.
Exactly. The third thing is I don't know where this is coming from, but I don't think there's cohesion. I don't think the boys are gelling,
Yep.
right? So what I
I
watched
think
from
they
last
did a little better today, though.
Oh,
to
did
be fair.
absolutely. So I have this thought to get those it factors, those two dudes. Who is a guy this season and who has made a catch and made a play every time he's touched the ball, wide receiver wise?
London Humphreys.
There's London Humphreys. There's one more.
And Dylan Bell has done well.
No, he's dropped a couple. Lawson Lucky.
Okay. There's
He
three.
dropped one today. I don't
Anthony Evans.
Or Anthony Evans needs to get more touches.
Yeah, but he's not on the field enough to.
Well, that's where I'm getting to. Georgia and Bobo, they need to create a offensive package with Humphreys and Evans on the field at the same time.
I like Humphreys. He's got that run,
lunch pail guy,
that catch and run,
lunch pail
bro.
guy.
He lowered the boom and got in the end zone instead of taking the tackle right outside of it.
Dude weighs 120 pounds, man. He's just laying the hammer.
And he's just letting them have it, bro. Come on, physicality. What happened to our physicality?
I'm telling you, man.
Well, I still think there's a lot to do with penalties on why there's a deficiency in tackling. Just call me crazy, call me a ref conspiracy theorist, but as much as penalties are being called on the University of Georgia for anything and nobody else when they seem to be playing, I truly believe that's why the tackling's going down, because they don't want to get called for penalties. Like, not directly, but it spiders from that.
Oh yeah.
So,
hell, boys, we're starting to circle back once more, and I'm sure Adam's phone is hanging on by a
I was
thread.
about to say I'm probably about to exit because I'm at 2% right now.
well, Adam,
well, hey,
pleasure.
Peaches and cream, nice meeting you, brother. Enjoy Star Wars. Always a pleasure, brother.
Peaches, we'll see you in the Discord. Adam,
absolutely.
If you're interested in Discord and can get Clark to walk you through it, I know you're not the most tech savvy.
I'm not.
But I have the description in the link. My Twitter's in there as well. Anybody on Facebook that's watching, come check out the YouTube. Hit a like, hit a subscribe, please.
Where did Clark go? What happened to him?
His earbuds died, so he jumped out. He messes
way
me,
to go. They don't die.
But boys, we've been going 3 hours.
Look at that.
I think we talked some good ball. We talked over a lot of things that we concern about Georgia and some things that we love. So
yep. Hey, we'll do it again soon. We'll get together. We'll make a plan for next weekend.
Yeah, if you don't mind, just stick around. Right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Everybody, thank you for watching. Like I said, like, subscribe. We will see you next Saturday night, 11 o'clock, give or take a game if we're watching it or not. But we'll see you.
Yeah, see you.